What's up, man?
Are you a TikToker?
Yeah, I'm on here doing freestyle raps for people. Could I do a freestyle for you?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, dope. I need your help because I'm gonna improvise.
Okay.
Can you give me like a song topic?
Okay, a grizzly bear drinking milk.
A grizzly bear drinking milk.
Yes.
Oh my god, dude, I love it. Oh wow, you got a grizzly bear on your mug right there?
Yeah, it's milk. That's
You
what I
drinking
thought
milk
of.
out of there?
Yes.
Oh wow,
I do.
so this makes so much sense. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm always ready.
I think you should all sing
Let's
it.
go. Yeah, 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 okay, yeah, come on, yeah. Any forest, I get busy there. I'm a motherfucking grizzly bear. I said my fur, it be smoother than silk. I'm just out here drinking milk. I said, any forest, I'll get busy there. I'm a motherfucking grizzly bear. Hey, yo, my fur, it be smoother than silk. I'm just out here drinking milk, yeah, I'm a grizzly, it's mad facts, us bears, we got a bad rap, yeah, people aren't really aware, when they see us while they hiking, yo, they get scared, they like, no, that's that dude, that grizzly that's really gonna steal our food, damn, hey, yo, his size is godly, he might even catch us and eat our bodies, yeah, people think that I'ma eat them raw, people scared of my teeth, scared of my claws, people scared cause my size is giant, and they know in a fight that I'm certain to triumph. But here's the thing, I don't like people. I'm not a bad guy, I'm not evil. Nah, that's not the way I'm built. I ain't gonna eat you, I just want your milk. I said, any forest, I'll get busy there. I'm a motherfucking grizzly bear. I said my fur, it be smoother than silk. I'm just out here drinking milk. I said, any forest, I'll get busy there. Hey, I'm a motherfucking grizzly bear, yeah. And my fur, it be smoother than silk. Hey, I'm just out here drinking milk. Yeah, real big how I been built. I'm not really a fan of the skim milk. I do invent, loving to drink the 2%. Yeah, and y'all know I don't make people feel the wrath. I want the half and half, yeah. Yo, look in my eyes, they so dreamy. Pour me a glass of milk that's mad creamy. All the milk, you know it shook me. But hey, I think I'll need some cookies. Yeah, that's gonna make sure my mood don't get low. When I got the cookies, I can dip those. Yeah, if I got the milk, it's a miracle. Yeah, I might need a bowl of cereal. Oh shit, man, he even had the prop. Y'all know we drinking non-stop. I said, any forest, I get busy there. Hey, I'm a motherfucking grizzly bear. Yeah, and my fur would be smoother than silk. Hey, so I'm just out here drinking milk. I said, any forest, I get busy there. Yeah, I'm a motherfucking grizzly bear. Hey, and my fur would be smoother than silk. Come on, I'm just out here drinking milk. Yeah, I'm about to make you aware. If you got milk, better pour a glass for the bears. Yeah, I'm out here getting busy. Pour me a glass of milk for this grizzly. Yeah, I'ma make you aware. Hey, go and pour a glass of milk for the bears. Hey, y'all know the milk got me amped. And if you don't pour me a cup, I'll terrorize your camp. Let's go.
Hello, it's working for me. Can you not?
It's
isn't it
working now.
Yeah.
Working now. I just said it to you in chat. It's working now. It wasn't to start off with, but it's now working. If I type in chat now, I can now see the overlay. If I type yo, it'll come up in the overlay in just a second. Come on.
Shaggy Blue now.
There you go. There you go. So yeah, it's working now. It's working. It wasn't working before, but it's working now. There you go. Sorry.
It looks like I'm gonna have to start watching my my chat now because I've noticed that there's been
People in there.
a few stragglers. So.
Well,
Right.
if you keep a look on this restream side, it comes through
It
in
shows
restream.
you in Restream.
Shows you in restream. And if
It
you
just
need to
has
go over
that-
there,
that
then just go over there. Yeah. You'll see your one, Ryan, because anyone
Yeah.
that comes through with yours will have a link on it rather than
Yeah,
You
I
know
saw
what I
the little
the little linkage
tracking
with
thing, yeah.
yeah.
I saw that.
So you know that's from your chart.
And I did a little bit of research, PJ, just so you guys know, and I'm gonna learn how to use StreamYard and all that. So that way,
It's easy, bro. It's so easy.
I'm gonna get into it. I may not pay for the advanced per version of it right away, but
No, you don't need that. You don't need that.
No,
If
it's
you're only
just a
doing a
free
few
one.
streams,
I just want to make
You
sure I
get-
know what I'm doing. I think I'm gonna do a test in the next couple of days. So be looking.
good. Because like if you're not doing over 40 hours a month, that's all you need. Because you get 40
Right.
hours a month free. The only problem with
You know me,
the
I
only
like to
problem
talk
with it
about it.
is you can't get rid of the StreamYard logo if you've not
Errands and
subscribed.
twice.
But that's
Right,
all right.
right,
So
I get
disappear. One will disappear. Eventually, one will disappear, babe.
Well, I don't mind
Did you-
advertising for them if they're letting me do it for free. That's fine.
Yeah.
Did you
only fair,
fall
right?
out, hun?
Aaron,
Oh, hey, I'm there.
there you are. See, I told you it would disappear.
Hi.
Okay.
Right. So can I say hello? Because PJ and Ryan are never going to shut up if I don't.
What do you mean, I've shut up? What are you talking about?
Excuse me. I'm right
Yeah.
here.
Hi, Paul Joe. Ryan, hello. And then we have Heron, hello.
Hello, Vicky.
And then we
Oh,
have
no,
Bazza.
Aaron, you just use your voice. No, you can't do that. You got to wave.
I'm not waving. Oh, well, I'll wave. I'm
Well,
waving.
why isn't Vicky waving?
And then I'll say hi to everyone in chat.
It was just like,
I'm scrolling up. Up your bum.
Aaron just upset me. She just gave me 2 fingers. Like,
Paul Joe, Ryan, Mr.
Only 2?
Ledwell.
Maybe she was doing you a favor.
I need them all.
Maybe to be
There's
You-
one for you, PJ, and one for you,
YouTube.
Ryan.
YouTube, Hi Jay's channel, but it's Heron. Up your bum, which, yeah. It's an account.
Sandra.
Then we have Chilling. Hi, Sandro.
Hello, Vicky, PJ, Ryan, Bazza, and lovely Aaron.
Hi, Sandro.
Little
You're
Wee.
lovely as well, Vicky. You're lovely as well, Vicky.
Hi, Saddlebum. We all know I'm a bitch. Hi, Jay. Anyone else?
That's
Chilling. Matilda. No, I think that's everyone.
Oh, I didn't even realize I could see that. Okay, yes. Hi, Saddlebum.
You didn't know you could see.
JR. Yes, I am on the panel. Yes, I can
She
see it.
is. It was arranged for the time she was home from work. And then, do you know what? You get Heron again tomorrow
Oh, yeah.
because we're doing a song about trolls.
It's an
Right, you got-
interactive songwriting
Yeah.
Two
what would you
herons for the
call it?
price of one.
Gathering. So anyone with ideas that would like to be incorporated into said song about trolls, you can voice your opinion in the chat, and I will take some notes, and I will craft a rudimentary song on my guitar for Vicky about trolls.
Yeah.
So I'm like a really, really, really slow Harry Mack.
Off the top of the dome.
Oh,
Let's go.
Have we got to give you some challenging words?
I'm gonna spit
Alright.
some lyrics, yo. I'll see you in a week and a half.
Nice, nice. You got to try and rhyme anti-disestablishmentarianism with all the longest words in the world.
Oh, it's already rhymed. Consider it.
Oh, is it?
By the end of this stream, PJ, what was the word again? Hold on here.
Anti-disestablishmentarianism.
Anti-disestablishmentarianism. I'm writing that down.
Wow, yeah, you're gonna have to.
Anti. Okay, one more
28
time.
letters.
One more time.
Anti-disestablishmentarianism. It's just spelt how it is phonetically, how it sounds phonetically. It's easy
How
to
come
spell.
when
Meaning,
first
meaning you
said
can pick how you spell it.
phonetically-
Just make sure it's phonetic. Yeah.
I can put it in chat. I can spell it in chat if you want.
Paul Joe, the
What?
first time you said phonetically, you sounded English.
Phonetically.
Baz has got a wicked English accent. You should all hear it. It's brilliant.
How much English is he though?
I have no idea.
Vicky, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not on it like that. I'm not.
No
Bloody
way.
brilliant.
Come on.
Say about your pet fish named Eric.
Oh, my pet fish named Eric. He was an halibut. He is an halibut.
I love it.
Establishmentarianism. Yeah, that's how you spell it in chat. That's how we've done it.
Roger texted me, right, and he said, "Is Keith having the baby?" And I went, "His wife."
I hope not.
His wife.
Well, I
I
hope
hope
not.
not.
That would be quite difficult.
Who's that? Who's that?
Roger.
You sure it's Roger?
Roger.
Is it? What?
Yeah.
Oh, it is Roger. Okay. Cool.
Roger, didn't you text me? Is Keith having the baby?
Yeah, I'm asking.
Well, I hope not, Roger. I hope his
I hope
wife's
he's not.
I
Yeah,
texted
flocky
him
knocking.
back.
That's a good word, Etienne. Flocky knocking hillification. That came on a countdown once, or one of them games. Flocky knocking hillification.
This
It's
is
a weird.
this
it's
is
a
what I
weird word.
replied.
Yeah.
This is what I replied to Roger. He put, "Is Keith having his baby?" I put, "I think his wife is having the baby, but Keith can't physically have the baby." And he put,
Well-
"Thank goodness."
Well, it says in Google nowadays that Keith probably could. It says
Yeah.
men can have kids nowadays, so why can't Keith have one?
When he texted me, I was like, "Roger, have you been to sleep in the last week?"
Nah,
No.
I never
that's
sleep.
probably why.
I
I
work,
do look
eat,
for the
sleep.
random shit Roger
when I die.
texted me. Like,
Hello,
he text-
Roger.
Hey, Sandra.
How you doing?
Beautiful, man.
he texted me and said, "Nathan's funny sometimes." And I thought, "Why, what's he done?" And he went, "Nothing, just told a couple of jokes." And I was like, the randomness.
Oh, I just say what comes to mind.
So, yeah.
So you need to introduce what you're doing, baby. You two guys.
So, Mr. Cookie Monster
Yeah.
can explain.
Okay.
So I wanted to do this little, I call it a scenario, but I mean, you can call it an experiment, social experiment. So yesterday, me and Roger were talking on our channel about how we both felt about, how we pass on the word. And I was getting irritated because I get frustrated because some of the people in Flat Earth are a little rough around the edges. Okay.
Very rough around the edge.
Yeah. And I understand that there's a lot of people out there, they're normal people. They have egos, and their ego either, equals or exceeds, or at least in their mind it does, right? The people that they watch or that they're interested in, right? Most men just align themselves in a certain area and the pecking order falls into place. Other times you've got other men that are just different, right? We grow up differently. We've dealt with different kinds of situations. We've been through crap, right? That makes us either more susceptible to that issue or that manipulation, or less, right? Like in my case, I went through a lot of different kinds of abuse because I bounced around different families. My mom drugged me all around state, from Missouri to here and then all over California. So, I had to learn to get along with other people and then change everything and start over and start over and start over. It was difficult, plus, all the other stuff that went on in my life was already traumatizing me. And I didn't get along with kids at school because I never really had time to establish good relationships with them. I was always bouncing around a lot. And then when I was, there a lot, I was frustrated because they were always picking on me because I didn't, they didn't know who I was. So they all knew each other. So they, naturally they would, gang up on me or whatever you want to call it. In any situation where I felt like I was right or something, I tried to stick up for myself, they'd all just gang up on me, right? Because you're just the new guy. So I kind of I went through all that. And so it really did. It affected me, it affected who I am, and it affected how I respond. And I've noticed that as I'm getting older, it's making me an angry person, right? And I'm starting to see this more and more, not just in myself, but I'm starting to see it come out of me, it's starting to affect my family. And it's I'm starting to realize there's a lot of things about me I don't really like, right? And I want to change them, but I don't know. I don't know quite how to even accept that I have a problem in that area, much less tackle.
Ryan, in your chat, Brenda.
Hi, Brenda. How are you today?
Go and ban it.
I would get rid of it.
Well, I'm gonna wait until we see how he, she, whatever responds and
He.
conducts himself. Yeah, we know how I feel about
Yeah,
Nothing
same
against
as
you,
it
though.
always does. I'm not looking at StreamYard chat because I can't be asked to see that.
it. Don't worry, I have my cell phone here and I can.
I don't want to see what
Right.
it's saying.
Oh,
I have
Me
no
asking you
interest
to
in
do that for
anything
you,
that
is that what
comes
you're
out
saying?
of its slot.
is that what you're asking?
What?
Go on,
Are
then,
you
you're
asking
saying
me to do it so that you don't have to see it? Is that what you're saying? Is it like me doing you a favor, or
Well,
are
she
you
can
just
No,
turn it
saying?
on.
like I've literally hid chat
Oh,
because
okay,
I
you've already
don't
done it.
want to see it.
Gotcha.
Why do you bother us so? Because you're a troll. Because you troll madly. That's why you bother us. But you don't really bother us because you're not around to bother us. But when you turn up, all you do is try and troll. So do what you want, Brenda. Do what you want.
Well, that's true, Chillin. Chillin said it is a mental health stream after all.
Well, that's true. That's
There you
That
go.
is a fact. Brenda, you don't bother me. I just choose not to talk to people like you because
You're a glober that refutes flat out. No, you're an
Yeah.
anti-flat earther that tries to refute flat out.
yeah. You're not
Anyway, it's not
my
about you.
competition.
Get off Brenda. It'll be Brenda. You know what I mean?
Well, that would
I'm
be a
actually
mental health
gonna
day in itself,
take
right
the
there.
comments off because I don't want it on my screen. Oh, Ryan. So Ryan wants to do an experiment.
Okay. Not
Ryan,
scientific.
nobody can hear you.
Not
You're
scientific.
muted.
Yeah, I keep forgetting because I went back into chat, make a comment, but I'll just say it. I won't even text it. Okay,
Hold on.
I'm gonna talk directly to Brenda for a second, so that way we can iron this out. So, Brenda, let me just explain it to you like this, okay? Regardless of how it makes you feel, I'm not trying to like be a jerk to you, but I was abused by men, okay? And so because that is true, right? I have a bias, okay? And it makes me uncomfortable when men who come in and pretend they're women or whatever, it makes me uncomfortable. That's the honest to goodness truth. That's the reason why I avoid you. It's not really anything
You
personal.
don't have to justify that. You
I'm
don't
just
have to
saying.
No, you don't.
I just think it's only right that I tell him how the reason why I act like that. Maybe he doesn't get it, but I don't know what else to say. I'm sorry that that's true, but that's why I don't really want you. I just don't, like it.
But that's the thing. If we keep addressing Brenda, the stream
Whatever,
is going
dude.
to be about Brenda.
I'm sorry,
Hi,
but-
Sarah. You're blue now, hun. I don't talk to narcissistic atheists. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. So Ryan wants to do an experiment or something, and if there's time, there's a video I want to watch.
Okay, that's handled.
Yeah, just get rid of
Because-
it. Just get rid of it. Hey, go on then, babe. Carry on.
Handled. Moving on.
What?
Carry on.
Said handled. Moving on.
I said so. There's a video, and I want to watch it, and it's called "You're Not Broken. You're just following the wrong path."
Okay.
And I think because we're all broken,
Mhm.
aren't we? Really?
To a certain extent, yeah, of course.
In some way or another, yeah. We feel broken because of our experiences.
Aye. So I kind of want to play the video, but Ryan, do you want to do the first part of what you're gonna do?
Yeah, I wanted to explain what I wanted to do, like how, because I don't think it's going to work like in this particular show, because I think we should set it up better to make sure that it works out, so it can be like an actual shock. We can see the reactions to everybody. But let me set it up for you. Okay, I'm going to read my little notes, even though this isn't really exactly how I was going to do it. It's just the one that popped into my head quickest, and because that's the one that popped into my head quickest, that's the one that I wrote down. So the test scenario. The test scenario is this. We're gonna make a hypothesis. Okay, I'm gonna say that this is how I feel. Okay, this is my opinion. This is my hypothesis about this. Hi Bianca, that this particular my argument for how I feel about attitudes and shit, and how you share things, right? How you, whatever you want to call that, share your experience, whatever, witness to people, share your belief in God, whatever it is, whatever you're sharing with somebody, the attitude that you put into it, and the responses that you get, and I want to show how that really does affect things, and I want to show it in a way where everybody's really surprised to see like how everybody else responded, even though they were involved in it. And so this is how I set it up. It doesn't have to be done this way, but just hear me out, okay? So my hypothesis is how you respond to others. In other words, not what they say to you, but how you respond back, what you say to them, and the cues that you give them when they like, let's say they call you on the phone, the first response that you give to them and the attitude that you have, I'm saying that I say that affects how they receive you, and that will affect how they treat you once they get on the phone with you. Like, my test hypothesis is this, okay? We give 4 or 5 people in the panel or in the chat, right? We give them cards that has instructions on it. It says, okay, this is what you're to do. This is your duty in the test, in the experiment, okay? Okay, let's say you're home alone, right? In the afternoon after work, and your phone rings, okay? And imagine this scenario that there's something going on in your life, and like, say at work, there's something going on at work, and you need to talk to your boss about it, okay? This is the kind of way I set it up. Let's say you've got an issue with another person at work, and they're harassing you, or whatever. You're just having this issue, and it's making you uncomfortable, and you don't want anyone else to know about it. You just want to talk to your boss. So you decide that you're going to call your boss and say, I need to talk to you. This is serious. I need to talk to you. And then what you're going to do, the card says, what you're going to do is you're going to record your response and how you're going to react when you answer the phone as the boss. And you're going to do it in any way you want. You just pick a way that you can add, like say, hello, or you can say, hey, how you doing? Or you can, you just pick how you want to respond to it. You just decide what you're going to say, and then you record it, right? Or you say it out loud, and then we all sit and we look at each one individually, right? Get what I'm saying? And then I'll take and add on a bunch of extra ones that are like ridiculous, like like have someone answer the phone and you can hear them chewing gum, like, hey, hold on a second, hey, dumbass, your phone rang, and then hang up, you know what I'm saying, or something like that, just to throw some wild ass stuff, in there. Okay, so then the next group of people have to sit there without knowing what these people answered and heard what they said. Okay, they have to sit and analyze all those responses, right? And then tell me, okay, how does that make you feel, and how do you think it make that person feel when they were calling about something very important, and it was like they were hyper focused on it, and then that person answered the phone in that way, or somebody else answered their phone, and how did the way that they responded to you make you feel, and how important what you were trying to voice to the person actually, you know what I'm saying? Like, how did you feel about the whole, like, did you feel like bound by the whole situation? Like, well, I can't even tell you what's going on now because I feel like you're not even taking this seriously, like you answer the phone and you're like, you have this weird attitude, or you're like, what do you want? Or something like that. But I think it's interesting because a lot of people think, and I do this all the time, don't get me wrong, I talk over people, I cut people off, and they get frustrated with me, and you can see it in their eyes. They're like, dude, if you do that one more time, I'm gonna fucking throw you out, But you know what I'm saying? I know this, okay? So I have experience with understanding this, okay? I get this response from other people. But try to remember something, okay? If that is a problem that I have, it's something I have to fix, right? And I need your help as my friends to help me figure out how to fix that. Not just be critical of me, right? You're supposed to be uplifting me, pulling me back on the path and saying, Ryan, why don't you try this? Or here's something over here, like I watched this thing on YouTube, or I saw this thing in the Bible that talks about like how you deal with this kind of shit, or did you ever read Job, or whatever, like there's, you know what I'm saying, like that's how I would hope people would respond to me. They wouldn't just be like, wait until they're so sick of me bitching or cutting them off that they finally just go, dude, I can't have you on my show anymore, man, you're driving me crazy. You know what I'm saying? Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
You see it's how you handle it. And like, if you guys know, I've been honest about it, that I do have some hangups mentally, right? I don't think it's anything that really causes a whole lot of issues, but it.
You're muted.
Hey guys, look at Element right quick if you got it.
My
Guess
microphone
Hey,
just
what up?
died. Oh my god. All right, well,
Can I take you off topic for a second? Keith just posted a picture of the new baby in Element.
Oh, don't. Paul Joe, you're going to have to send it me because I'm not in Element. I don't have it. I left.
But we're in Element.
Hold on.
Because-
don't be giving nothing away though.
No,
because-
that's the thing. But he maybe doesn't want us to show it on.
no, no, I
Yeah.
want you to send it to me so I can see it. I'm not going to show
Yeah.
it.
I've only got certain amounts in Element. I'm not in everybody chats in Element anymore. Remember, because I haven't verified it, so I can only get in certain chat. So if Flat hasn't sent it to me personally, which he hasn't, I can't get it.
It's in live chat and it's an element.
Well, no, I can't get it in live chat. I can't get it in live chat.
Roger,
Not like
screenshot
chat
it and
anymore.
send it me.
I can't, babe. I can't get it. I can't.
Is
get
your
it in
name
live chat.
Roger?
You were just talking about me.
Yeah, and when you said you
Sorry, my
couldn't
mic.
get it, I said, Roger, can you screenshot it and send it me?
Sure, I can.
Hey, can you? I'm not going to show anyone. It's not my place. Don't. Nobody reveal anything.
Yeah, the last thing I see in live chat, in Flat, sorry, Creality live chat, it was what date is that?
Ryan, are you
That's-
back?
Like May the 13th is the last I can see in there.
Okay, I'm gonna send it to your phone, Vicky.
That. Where's Ryan gone?
Anyway, can I just say congratulations to Keith
Yeah.
and his missus
Oh,
for the new baby. But I'm not going to say sex reveal or anything because that's up to Flats to do. I haven't got a clue. So just
Oh.
congratulations on the birth, Keith and Mrs. and family. God bless you.
oh.
It's beautiful, man.
I'm going to put a banner up, baby. Is that okay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ryan's having problems.
Right.
I got $5 on a little girl.
I'll look at it in a minute, babe. Let me just do the banner.
Do you hear me at all?
Make it interesting here.
We got you. You're
Okay,
back.
'cause my mic just died. I knew. I kind of.
Yeah, it's all fuzzy
Well,
now.
I was
It's like-
trying to think positive so it wouldn't go out on me, but I guess the battery finally died, and I guess it takes a long time to charge on.
Anyway, so
I can give you a name.
So anyway, the problem
No,
that I have now
no,
is that I
don't.
can
Roger,
barely
text
hear
me.
you guys.
no,
Okay.
don't give names.
Roger,
No,
just
you can't
text
do that.
me.
It's up to
I want-
On
Flats to
here,
do
we're
that.
not revealing names, genders, nothing.
It's up to Flats
I
to
got
do
you.
that.
I'll
Because
send you the link. Okay.
no, don't send me the link. I can't.
Okay.
I'm not in Element, so just
Then I'll
screenshot
leave
it.
Okay, that's what I was going to do. Okay. I got you.
Screenshot it and send it me,
All right. Nosy, ain't you?
and it'll be private.
It's got everything about
Yes, Ryan, we have a baby.
it. Yeah.
Well, we don't, but Keith and his wife do.
Yeah.
It's a flat Earth baby, anyway.
Hey, Ryan.
There you go.
I was
Yes,
having
yes.
a situation as well because the iPad was losing its battery. And then I thought, well, I'll use my battery pack and charge it. But then I was like, well, how am I going to use my headphones with my mic? And so it turns out the iPad has a like 1/8-inch pin. So I went and dug out my old school iPhone earbuds and now I'm rocking both. I don't know if you have that option, but
Yeah,
I just
that-
figured out
for-
technology, everyone.
Whenever I plug these headphones not into my sound card but into my computer, they don't work.
Oh,
I can't hear you because for some reason it tries to think that there's a microphone on there and there's not, so it doesn't know how to separate the two, and it causes the computer to go. It just doesn't pick it up. I can't hear anything through it.
oh,
You know what I mean? I don't know why. It won't let me use the microphone down here and the headphones here. I don't know what that's about, but I guess that's what it is. I have this really if I could show you the computer from the computer, it's just a piece of crap gateway from Walmart. It's not.
So what's happening? Because normally this would be my problem, but I'm over here
Okay.
solving technological problems.
This box that someone bought for me, this sound box, okay, and it has a microphone attached to it, and it has a battery in it. Instead of being like plugged in manually to like work, or like plugged in directly to the computer and get its feed from there, it has an internal battery. And so what happens is so you can use it when you're not plugged into something, right? You could use it when you're mobile, like with your phone. I guess is why it's like that. Okay. So
Got it.
what happens is the battery gets low and it doesn't, for some reason, either the connection's bad between the computer and that, and it's not charging it right, or it's just a cheap battery and it doesn't take much of a charge. But it won't run like just off the power from the computer. It only run on that battery. So as soon as that battery gets too low, it just drops out. It just keeps shutting off, and then you have to turn it back on, and then it shuts off again. It's like, and there's nothing I can do about it. I don't know how to, like, I've changed the battery inside of there before even, and it works until the battery goes dead, and then it keeps having the same problem. And then I'll let it sit for about 3 months, and I won't use, or a month or 3 weeks or whatever, I'm exaggerating, but I'll leave it sit for a while, and then it'll be charged up, and suddenly I'll notice that I turned it on and it worked, right? It came on. And then I'll notice that that whole next day when I didn't need it, it was on. The whole time it was there, blue lights on, and I'm like, wow, it's still working. But then as soon as I go to use the damn thing, it's like, it dies. It's like, and I've got all these different batteries laying around that I'm thinking, like, maybe I'll make it to where I can switch the battery out, or maybe I can plug it into the wall and hook that into the part where the battery would go.
I don't think he will, but I don't think he will be naming it the baby after Sean Aaron or Pig Slap.
No, he did. I promise you. No.
No.
Ryan, you just go spend like $80 on a set of these.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know what's wrong with it. Why it keeps doing that? It won't. It doesn't tell me what's wrong. It just pops off the screen.
Yeah, Roger, you have more sound troubles than most people.
And
I hear
And
you
I'm
guys.
telling you, I have all the stuff that I need to do this properly, but it just doesn't want to work. It's like, it's frustrating. It really is. It's very, very
Roger
frustrating.
moaned the other day, moaned in Flats's chat about somebody else making background noise. I was like, it's normally you.
Roger is a sound problem.
I know.
I am a sound problem. Yes. I've got it all sorted now, so I'm happy with it.
Yeah, right, Roger.
I'll sit here and hold my mic like this, and
It's a vibrational issue, isn't it, Roger?
Yeah.
Right, anyway.
My biggest
Good
problem
vibration.
is that I move around too much, and I don't get very good cell service or Wi-Fi in my house. It's like there's a hole in the freaking ozone over here or something.
Get an extender.
It's really
Get a
strange,
Wi-Fi
bro. It's
extender.
like-
Hi, Mr. Anus.
Hi, Jim.
Jim's in here. Hey, Jim.
And it's hot in
Get a
here, but if I
Wi-Fi
turn the fan
extender.
on, then
I
it
had
disrupts
one.
the sound of the mic, and it's like now I'm sweating my ass off in here. It's
I
like-
had a Wi-Fi extender, and my neighbour got to use my Wi-Fi for free. But
There
they were
you go.
using it before I knew anyway.
You were going to say, babe.
Right, so while Ryan is having technical difficulties, I'm going to play a video
Okay.
You have to switch to my phone.
on You're Not Broken, you're just
These
following
are dead.
the wrong journey. And if anybody has anything to say, shout stop and I will ignore you. No, I won't. I won't stop. Chilling, yeah, one of them. Are we ready?
Go for it.
Sure.
Well, we won't very far. Right, so, oh, I'm pressing. on
Dr.
the-
Carl
on the
Young.
wrong thing.
Oh
I
my
don't know what
God.
I'm doing.
We're doing Carl Young. Nice.
How do we do this? There we go. Right. So we're going to play this. I haven't watched all of it before anybody says anything, but I've watched some of it, and I just thought, because we're talking about mental health and that, and I just wanted, because you're not broken, you're just following the wrong path. So maybe we should listen to it.
Right. Babe, turn
You feel that something is wrong, but you don't know exactly what. You wake up every day with that feeling of being out of place, as if you are living a life that isn't yours.
Do what?
It's all right. I've done it. Turned everybody into circles so you can see more of the screen.
Ooh, we're circles.
I can't.
Maybe
I'll
you've
take the
tried
banner down.
everything: therapy, self-help books, advice from friends. But the emptiness remains, an uncomfortable feeling of displacement, as if you are following a path that doesn't make sense, that doesn't represent you. And do you know why? Because maybe you really are on the wrong path. But here's the truth that no one told you. It doesn't mean you are broken. It simply
stop a sec.
means you have strayed from who you really are. Carl Good.
Babe, babe. See if you're on the page. All you need to do is press spacebar. If you're on the actual page for YouTube, just press spacebar and it'll stop. What he was saying there about being on the wrong path, that I completely agree with that. But sometimes it takes a while to know you're on the wrong path. Sometimes it seems you're on the right path. Sometimes, but then it takes to a certain stage in that path to know, oh, crap, I've come along this path and I'm on the wrong path. Sometimes it takes a minute. Sometimes it takes a minute to find out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
There usually aren't signs
Gustav
on that
Jung.
street, neither, are there?
No.
No, none.
One of the greatest thinkers of the human psyche, said that every human being is born with an internal map, what he called the map of the soul, an invisible, profound guide that directs us toward our true nature. But there's a problem. Almost no one learns to read this map. Instead, we are trained from an early age to follow the maps of others, of society, family, culture. And then, without realizing it, we begin to walk paths that take us away from who we truly are. We make choices that do not reflect our essence. We live relationships that drain us. We wear masks.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. That's like wearing a mask for every single situation, every single person, but you said it before me. I was about to say, sometimes we have a face for, even though we don't want to have, we think we're this type of a certain person, but sometimes because of maybe peer pressure, depends what type of people you're with, you have a face for them when it's not really the face you want to portray that you actually have got, but you're maybe scared to be yourself because of the type of people they are. So yeah, sometimes we have, even though we portray ourselves as a certain type of people, sometimes we have a mask for certain other people's, and that comes under fear of man, I think. You know?
But for me, that for me was because depression and stuff, you put on a mask to everybody else to make everybody else think you're okay when in reality you're not. And that's kind of why I was like, oh, because I think I haven't, like I said, I haven't watched it all. Ryan actually sent me a different link for this channel, and I watched that, and then I watched this.
Yeah,
and when,
that's what I did.
but you know, if it can help us, whether we agree with all of it or not, you know, I don't know. Hi, Dwight.
Hey, Carl,
yeah, this is exactly what I was going to present, Vicky. I'm glad that you picked up on it really quickly, because it's like I watched a bunch of stuff. I kind of put in some information, and the algorithm popped up some stuff in there, and I was like, wow, this is interesting. I like their perspective, even though I don't necessarily trust Carl Jung, but I know he's highly respected in the psychological community. But you know, like I'm not a psychologist myself. I'm just a learning, you know, I'm trying to learn how to get through by using psychology and understanding about how my brain works and why mental health is what it is, and how to deal with it and how to treat it if it's possible that I can. The only person that could do it is me, right? So I have to understand it. If I have to understand it, so you can all tell me, hey, you have this problem and there's something wrong and all that, and I can get all these these signals from everyone, and they're trying to be helpful. But if I don't understand, you know, what the problem is and identify it and have someone lead me on that path, sometimes it's impossible for me to make that change, right? And then that can make me get basically pushing myself away from society and from my friends, forcing myself out into a separate category where people don't want to communicate with me because I'm so, you know what I'm saying? Do you understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah. And that Chillin just said, like when people use the telephone voice to go all posh. Yeah, that's a type of mask. It's a type of mask. Even though you're over the phone, you put on a telephone voice because you're trying to portray a certain person that you're actually not.
You're shining on. Yeah, you're filling in the space what you think they want you to say.
Right.
Right, and you're being phony.
Guys, I think a lot of that has to do with fear of what people think.
That's what I said. Fear of man. Fear of man. Yeah.
They don't want to let down their guard and let their true self be known. They're hiding.
People don't want to be judged, I think.
Right. Exactly. We don't want to be judged, but we don't mind judging other people, and that's where the road that I'm coming down, where I'm feeling like, how do we fix this problem? How do we help? How do we better help our friends and our people in our community that we're trying to like help share the truth to? regardless of
Leave
what
our
level
egos
of understanding you are, right? Yeah. And we have to
Leave
put
our
our egos
egos.
aside. Yes.
Yeah. Right, let's play.
To fit into places we should never be. And over time, this internal dissonance turns into pain, into anguish, into apathy. The map of the soul is not a poetic metaphor. It is real. Jung dedicated his life to exploring it, mapping the deep territories of the human psyche, the archetypes, the unconscious, the shadow, the self. And what he discovered was both frightening and liberating. Most of our suffering does not come from chance or bad luck. It comes from ignoring this map, from living outward, not inward, from following patterns that were
Well,
imposed on us when we
yeah.
should have been following the
Sorry.
calls of our soul.
I agree with that to a certain extent. We're living outward. Like for me, because I've got faith in Christ and have a relationship with Christ, living outward would be living a secular life, living in sin. Living inward, like he's saying, would be living for Christ. So I'm going to put it in that way rather than the pseudo-scientific kind of way, you know what I mean?
Obviously, yeah.
Kind of thing. So yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would
Apply
say, like,
apply all that applies. Yeah. All that
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So what I'm saying is outward living that way by my standard would be secular, living a secular sinful life, and the inward, what he's talking about, would be my relationship with Christ. You know what I mean? Rather than
Yeah.
thinking that we're all for this, the id,
No,
and all
look.
that. You know?
Look,
Can I interject?
go on.
Outwardly, to like PJ, you're not wrong. But if you consider your relationship with Christ inwardly for a moment, then you can position yourself to view things as outwardly, such as, you know, I'm in a situation, I have a decision to make, and what's best for others in this moment outwardly, or what is closest to my own
Yes.
path inwardly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't think you have to, you can put your relationship with Christ wherever you want. It's all places, right?
Yeah.
But regarding, I think what he's saying is, when you're considering outward, what do other people think? You know,
Well, yes,
what's
of course. But I was personalizing it, saying when it's outward, an outward thing to me would be like, because I'm equating it to because this guy is obviously probably not a Christian, obviously. I'm equating it to my sort of thing, like my inward would be my relationship with Christ, and my outward would be the secular. But I completely get the point that your outward projection of what's happening. Absolutely, I get that.
Mr. Super.
Can I add something too to that? Like Dr. Young never actually came to any real conclusions in his studies, and what he thought to be a cure was to eliminate the inward person, literally.
Well,
he
yeah,
had
that's a
shock
whole different
therapy
argument.
treatment.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a whole
So
different.
yeah,
Yeah.
that
I
wasn't
hear you,
a
though.
cure. That was more of a problem, I think. Nobody came to any result. You know?
But do you not think that most of our life we live up to other people's standards of ourselves instead of our own?
Yes.
Yeah, well,
we
try.
certainly start out that way.
Yeah.
So much so, I think that some of us become obsessed with it. That's what happens to a lot of us.
Become
Because
lost.
that cognitive dissonance just pops out, and we can't reverse it because we get our attitudes and our egos and all of our whole witness, our whole experience doesn't make sense if that's true, and it makes it become like your mind has to decide: am I going to stay sane or am I going to lose my mind because I'm wrong? Because sometimes that's what happens is you can't deal with it. It's like, wait a minute, I'm wrong. You mean to tell me I'm lied to about? Wait a minute, hold on. How do you know this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I can understand. Like, I reject that. When people tell me, hey, you know, you're too aggressive, you're too this or that. It's like, I take it wrong. I take it personal. It's like, why are you saying that to me? You know, like, and then I think about, well, if I was trying to tell somebody that they were being a dumbass, then how do I say it in a nice way? Well, sometimes there's not a nice way to say it. So sometimes you just have to accept it.
No, like,
You know,
I can
like
be
sometimes,
blunt.
you know.
I can be blunt and I'll say how I see it, but I'm on about for people. Say, like, for me, I was never the same as my two sisters, and my mom never liked me, and so I then spent most of my life trying to please her, not trying to please myself. And this is what I'm saying. Like, we live up to other people's standards and then we put ourselves last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
But see, the
Like-
thing is, I don't think that was the purpose of their teaching. What it is that we take it wrongly because we're we put it all on ourselves, right? We blame ourselves because, you know, that when they correct us, they tell us we're wrong, and it makes us feel, you know, and then we start to feel
Yeah,
guilty
and then
about it,
we're
right?
carrying that
Right.
behavior on,
Yes.
but we're doing it to
Yes.
please them, not to please ourselves.
Right, and that's
And
why
I'm
we
not
feel so
saying we should
unsatisfied at
be
the
to
end of it.
please
Yes.
ourselves,
Yeah.
but eventually you have to stop focusing on pleasing other people and being content with being yourself.
Yeah. Well, you've got to, even when it comes to Christianity, even when it comes, you have to eventually accept yourself. You know what I mean? You have to love and accept yourself. You know what I mean? Even when you're in your relationship with Christ, because you can't hate what he loves. You know, he loves you. So
Right.
who are you to
Yeah.
hate the person that he loves? You know?
If you feel
think
lost,
yeah.
direction,
Go on.
I was gonna say, I don't know. I'm trying to like, there's something in me that's trying to get out, that's trying to explain itself, and I don't know how to kind of put it so that it makes sense and it doesn't sound ridiculous. When it comes to like God things, you know, I every time I do it, I try to like focus on, okay, what does God put out there for me to understand? How is he explaining himself, and how am I supposed to like when God writes in the Bible, like what do his words say, like for how to understand him and how to get what he's telling you, right? What signs to look for, right? You know what I'm saying? And I see it every day where even when I'm not using like social media, like answers come to me. Like I'll ask a question in my heart and I'll be like really serious about like, I need to understand what this is about. Is this some deception, or am I being a jerk to people when I snap their head off whenever they say something about it? You know, like maybe I should be more open to it. Maybe I shouldn't, you know, like go on and on with these rants about how Bigfoot and all, you know how I do. Sometimes you get frustrated and I take it out on stuff that I think is silly, right? You know, it's just, it's the way I replace that same feeling in my own heart. You know, I'm replacing that because you know what I mean? I'm trying to like redirect that energy because I can't control it, right? So to be honest, that's what it is. I can't control that energy. So I try to like, you know, curb it off into some focus so that it doesn't end up being something that it doesn't need to be, right? And that's because I'm worried about what you guys are going to think too. Because you're like, okay, well, if this guy's a little bit crazy, how is he crazy? And is this going to be an issue between us, you know, like,
No.
You know what I'm saying, right? You get where I'm coming from, though? Like, there's a level, right?
So you email me and then you'll send me an email and you say, you probably just think I'm mad or stupid or whatever. And I'm like, no, not at all. Like, I get where certain things you have to vent about, same as I do. Like, I do my rants and stuff. We all have stuff that internally does our heads in. So to get it out, right, so for an example, that live stream we did that you wanted to do about the whole Mikey DJ situation, I wasn't that bothered about it, but because I know you and I knew it'd do your nut in until you spoke about it, I was like, okay, let's do it. So I get that, like, for me, I go over and over and over things a lot, and you do too. And sometimes we get stuck going round in them circles that we don't know which way to
where to go next. Yeah, we don't know the next step to take. Yeah, the next right thing to
especially when
do.
you want to know why.
Yes.
When there is no why sometimes. Well,
Johnny
there is a
5 needs
why
input.
and there is a how, but sometimes God does not let you know the why and the how.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're not meant to know, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, you guys, you want to know something really mental right now? You just drew a picture in my mind of Bigfoot getting shock therapy.
Fantastic.
Roger, you had to go there.
Right.
I don't know. I think it's
You brought
funny.
Bigfoot
if
in.
you feel like you are sinking,
I'm playing the video, or we're never getting through it. and he is. And he puts himself down a lot as well, does Ryan.
even while trying to swim, this video is for you.
What?
That's all right. It's all right. It's gone now.
Ryan, did you look at that?
What?
No, that's what I'm saying. That's why you need to read it.
God damn it. Well,
Ryan
you
doesn't
know how
look
hard.
at these things.
Okay, when I'm on my cell phone, my eyes are going out on me. I can't see very good.
Mr.
And when I'm out in
Su-
the sun, unless I turn the brightness up really high, and then my phone goes dead. Remember,
That's
I'm working.
why
I'm
my
doing
point
it.
was. That's why my point was she needs to read it out, and that was my point.
Mr.
sorry.
Super said,
I'm trying to keep
I
up.
think so highly of
Good.
you, Ryan. You are a true free thinker. And it's true.
Well, thank you for saying
I
that.
agree with
appreciate
Super.
that.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Because
That's awesome,
here,
thank you.
I am not going to give you a magic formula. I will offer you something more powerful, a return to what you already carry within you. The truth is that your soul has been speaking to you for a long time, in dreams, in crises, in uncomfortable silences. It's just
But you had to turn it into a universe thing. Bull. Like, look
We
at
knew
it.
you were
The
gonna
whole
say
space beer.
Yeah, the visual agenda had to be there.
that you
didn't it?
haven't learned
Aye.
to listen. Jung believed that these feelings of emptiness, failure, confusion are, in fact, invitations. Invitations to begin the most important journey of your life, the journey of individuation, the reconnection with who you really are. So, if you are tired of feeling inadequate, exhausted from pretending that everything is fine while inside you are in ruins, know that you are not alone, and certainly not broken. Your suffering is not a defect. It is a sign, a call. And if you have the courage to answer it, to dive deep and face the unknown within yourself, you will discover that what seemed like weakness was just a detour.
See? People mistake things for weakness a lot in life.
Yeah.
And it's not. Like, being nice and being kind are not weaknesses. But
Yeah,
people
like
take
people
Oh.
say that having Jesus for a crutch is a weakness
Yeah.
because you're using Jesus as a crutch. That's the crutch that you need, and it takes a lot of strength to admit you need a crutch, that you need saving. It takes
Right.
strength to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's rubbish. It's not a weakness to show our to show our vulnerabilities and what we need. What we need.
PJ, that's not a
spiritually.
crutch, dude, at all. That's the exact.
No, that was my point. But
Well, I
we
mean,
need salvation.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
It's right. That's what we're really searching for. It's not acceptance in the world because the world's going to pass away. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
One
You got to let go
mindset.
of it, right? Because it's not. It passes away.
Mm-hmm.
It says that in the
One
Bible, does it
mindset.
not? Am I wrong?
One bit.
One mind said the spirit of the prophet is subject to the prophet. So isn't your spirit subject to, isn't our spirit subject to our souls?
Yes, I believe so, to an extent.
Yeah.
Unless we go off on our own tangents. I mean, I feel like there's times where that's not true, but I think it's because of my own mental state, right? It's how much power I put into it and where it goes. If I go negative, then things seem to spiral. If I can get out of that, but sometimes I can't stop it from spiraling because all those thoughts in there just keep coming.
That's what.
No,
that's,
but then
oh,
Right. No, go ahead.
The thing,
Please.
thing is,
Well,
Ryan,
Hold on,
Well-
let Aaron speak.
I don't think you can have any sort of strength without a strong mind, right? And
Yeah.
at the beginning of the stream, touching back on what you were, why, right? Like, you can be physically fit and, rip metal in half with your hands. That's fine. But you have to have a strong mind. And some of the most difficult things to control is, what are you going to do in that moment, right? Like, and
Yeah.
I struggle with that all the time. If you react without thinking, right, you essentially are exposing your own weakness, right? If you can, in the moment, decide, okay, I'm in control of this. I'm not in control of what's happening, but I'm in control of how I react to it.
yeah.
It's that moment, right? Because physical strength might not be required at that point, gentle finessing may. And it's the ability to discern between the two that I think is a true feat of strength for any person. We
Yeah.
all have moments where we wish and go, oh my gosh, I should have handled that so differently. But
the other day, PJ wasn't on Flats's, but on Keith's. But I was in chat, and it was the first day I'd been in chat for longer than like a few minutes. And Lumpy and that were in there, and it was full of trolls, and they kept atting me and everything. And I just stopped reading it, and I was looking at chat, but see, when I could see their name or that they tagged me, I was like, do you know what, I'm not even gonna respond. And Lumpy was like, there's too many trolls, and I went, ignore them. I said, ignore them, because they're trying to get your attention, and they don't like being ignored, and they don't. And that's what I did. And I was like, wow, I handled that.
Well, that's why I sent you that.
They're
thing.
fishing.
That's why
They're
I sent
fishing
you
for
that-
fear.
That's why I sent you that poem thing, babe, about being proud, because you didn't
Oh,
react to it that night.
but-
That's why I sent you that. You were
No,
like, why
and
did
like,
you do that?
it
I
was
was
so
sent you that
hard.
because of that.
It was so hard. Like, I wanted to tell them all to go F themselves and everything. And then I was like, do you know what? No, because then I'm giving them what they want. And I literally just ignored it. And I said, Lumpy, I said, I find it better for my soul to ignore them and act like they're not there than what I do to start arguing with them, because they just go on and on and on. And it never ends. Like, and I just couldn't be bothered with it. And do you know what? And I thought Keith was mad, and we all know that. But you know, it actually does work. If you choose to ignore them, there's nothing they can do.
And Vicky, it's
Then
called
the
taking
day
a high
after,
ground, right? You're taking a high ground. That's what.
Yeah, but then the day after, I did put, I'm going now. I said, have a great stream, everyone. Trolls kick rocks. And left.
Oh, yeah, you've got to get a last word in sometimes, you know what I mean?
Sometimes, yeah, but sometimes, whereas not all the time. And normally I like the last word.
Yeah.
Hence my rant.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I think we all do. Roger and I have that same problem. Is we all like to say that last thing that drives a nail into what we thought our position was, and we have a bad habit of like going a little bit too far with each other and testing each other's boundaries, because we don't really know each other as well as we think we do. And so it's like we're still like poking around, like, is this going to piss you off? Is that, like, how far are you going to, and how serious are you about everything you say? Like, I think that's what's going on now, is that we get frustrated with each other because we're testing each other's
fully know
boundaries.
each other, because you don't spend, you spend internet time together, but you don't spend personal time together.
Actually, we used to, but we do less
I
now
know,
that he's
but
so
I mean,
busy.
to be physically together is
of
different
course.
from having an
Oh, yeah, of
online.
course.
Yes,
Absolutely.
you can get to say no to people to a certain extent, but when people don't see your exact day-to-day life and are there with you experiencing it, then I don't know how personal it can get.
Yeah, it's all
You
assumption.
do
Yeah,
love each
you're
other,
assuming,
we are
yeah.
friends, but you don't know to what extent. You don't know absolutely everything about everybody. You know what I mean?
And because we're both like difficult with trust, because we feel like we've been, messed around by people and whatever, whether we feel abused or used or whatever, whatever you want to call it. You feel like, people have just jumped on you or whatever. And I feel like we have the same story. So it's like, it's hard for me to like keep getting, I don't know, I get mad at him and I get frustrated, but I don't like, I'm trying to figure out a better way to like express it, because it doesn't seem like we get anywhere, so I'm thinking maybe that's a way, maybe me and him having this relationship is God trying to teach me something about who I am and how aggressive I can be and how I kind of like push people into things and I don't realize I'm doing it. So
But
I'm trying to
isn't
learn from the
everything-
experience.
Isn't
Don't be that hard on
everything
yourself.
like we're learning from everything that happens every day, and that's the thing. Like, it's learning.
I don't always learn though. I'm stubborn, I'm really stubborn. I take sometimes a couple of beats over the head to get through,
I know, like, but sometimes
kicking
you
and
just-
screaming.
And the only person I've met out of this arena in person is Mikey Smith. That's the only person I've actually
You
met.
know, I've met
at
in
all.
person.
The only person I've met is Mikey as well, but it's Mikey Khan.
No, there you go.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
two.
Excuse me.
Well, you've met Vicky. Come on.
I'm on
now.
chopped liver.
Oh, babe, shut up, babe. I met you well before I was doing YouTube, you weirdo.
Yeah, I think you knew her. Yeah.
Yeah, biblically, yeah.
No,
Yeah, biblically. Yeah, I was going to try to be nice about it, not even say it that way.
no, we've known each other years.
Yep.
I'm playing.
Go
I
for
know.
it.
That's
that
I'm
what
just-
seemed like darkness was the beginning of your own light. This video is an invitation. A map in the right hands can change an entire life. The question is, are you ready to unveil it?
It's a good question.
Imagine that within you exists a vast, mysterious territory filled with
What?
Brian said it's a
Did
good
someone say
question.
I
something?
said that's a very good question. Like I love it when somebody that you don't necessarily trust says something that's really true, and you're like, well, how is it that they ended up going down this road and ended up saying this and that
Well,
when they're telling me the right thing here? You know what I mean? It's like, what's going on
Well,
here? Yeah,
exactly. It's like Kent Hovind. I used to trust him so much when it came to creation. I was like, oh, fantastic. I thought he was brilliant at debating creation. But then I can see how bad he is when it comes to flat earth and how biased he is. It's like, well, how can I believe him? How did I like him so much with this, but with this I can't trust him at all? You know what I mean? It's a weird thing.
it's a
weird thing.
psychological bias. It's a curse.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I think all this is really. I know you don't believe me. I know you think I'm crazy, but I think that they cast spells on us. That's what the
Oh, yeah.
TV does. It casts a spell in your mind, and it keeps you thinking this way and that way, and accepting this and that, and more you get more and more accepted until you become part of it. And you're like, wait a minute, how did I get here? Like, why am I acting like this? Why am I talking about like as if this is an acceptable way to be when I know it's in my heart? It drives me crazy and it makes me angry at people. So why would I accept that in the people that I'm supposedly lifting up? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You get where I'm coming from? It's like I feel like it just
Totally.
feels dirty. Like, well, I have to push like Dave Weiss, even though I know he's a sticky, dirty whatever, But I have to push him because he's the only one that's making content. Come on, we could do better than this, right?
I
No.
won.
You know
I
what I
won.
mean? It's like,
I won.
No.
Even when Sandro puts his link in, I'm like, Sandro, please.
I
No,
think we
but
just
I
have
think that-
we don't have enough content from good people that are just honest and serious and don't want all that glory and don't want to play that game where they
No.
bullshit people or gatekeep or make
Mm.
you hold you on a string, puppet on your string, like come over and see us next time on this show so you can see the next version, and then just keep like feeding you this line of shit, right? And that's the way it feels like to me. It feels
Mm.
phony
No,
because all
but-
they're doing, they're
Well-
just making fun of people, and it
Yeah.
hurts my heart. It does. I see this and I laugh at it because it's funny, right? It's entertaining, but that's why I think it's a deception, because it sucks you into where you start to get to where you accept that it's okay to just fucking be like that to people, and if you do that
No.
in person, you're gonna get punched in the face, bro. Like I guarantee you.
because- but, like, so for me, I don't look up to any of these people, and I don't because
I
then-
don't either, but I understand why other
Let me
people
see what she was
do.
going to say.
Okay, go
no,
ahead.
but
I'm
I
sorry.
don't. And because I suppose they have a lot of subs or whatever, people look up to them and maybe want to be like them. And for me, like it's so not
too.
like I don't care like how many views I get. I don't care how many subs I get. All I ever cared about was if we reached one person and helped them with their mental health and their journey, then it was worth it. And that's the difference. But also, like if every channel is parroting the same thing, how many channels do you need to watch? Do you know what I mean? It's like
I watch so many, I don't know.
you have to do your own thing, because do you know what? If you're just copying and parroting other people, then you're never going to get anywhere, because why would they come to your channel when they can go and watch the same thing on 10 different others? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I wrote down some notes on the stuff that I saw today. You guys want to hear some of it? What I wrote down?
Go on.
Okay, so I said stop following the dog in front of you. In other words, stop playing the human centipede. I was gonna throw that in.
Yeah.
Don't follow the script. In other words, you hear people come on our show, or you hear people, the shows that we're on, that I'm on. I should just say I'm on, not you necessarily. I'm just saying from in my perspective.
Yeah.
Okay, the people come on the shows, and then sometimes they get a chance to actually ask me questions and seriously get a chance to like say, hey, what do you believe in? Like, where are you really coming from? Like, and if those trolls or if those Globers or whatever you want to call those people that oppose what I believe in, right, or oppose what I'm trying to claim, right? And why isn't that they wouldn't come to me at some point and be kind in some way and say, hey, I'm really just kind of like trying to understand, I'm not going to make fun of you. I'm not going to turn this into a hit piece. I just want to know like what's really on your mind. I want to pick your brain. Like I want to throw stuff at you and you tell me what you think about it. Like where are you coming from? Where, like when you look at your world, the way you've conceived it, what does it look like, right? So that we can all, so that everybody in the room can understand, okay, this is how this guy understands. I don't think we think about how different how those little models, you could say, right, or those designs in our mind are different from each other's. And they're so different that I think that it's not fair that we like try to impose on the other ones, when in reality, we don't even know where we fit into that path, right? And we wouldn't really know until we put it up there and then put it on a scale to see what everybody really thinks. And then you might find out that, you know, you're the only one that thinks it like that, right? And maybe there's a good logical reason why, but you just didn't see it until now, right? Like, imagine that. But we can't, but it seems like people don't want to share that reality about themselves so that we can figure out what's really going on. You see how it works? It's our defending that fear of sharing ourselves that makes them keep control over us so that we can't see what's really being done to us mentally and physically and psychologically. Get it?
Mr.
Seriously.
Super said, I'm helping another, but I feel I'm running out of time.
Mhm.
Mr. Super, I hope everything's okay.
I know what he's talking about. I think it's like, because we try to, when we don't know what to do in our own lives and we try to avoid it, we're in that denial phase. That's what we do. We try to focus. Oh yeah, I hyper focus on helping others because it makes me feel like, okay, I can do something good, even though I'm screwed up my life. At least I can try to make a difference in someone else. It's like a way to like curb that so that I get some of that good feeling. Because if I don't keep that good feeling, then I start to become more and more angry and evil. And it's like I feel it consuming me. It's scary because I have all this rage inside that I don't know what to do with, right? And so that level is just constantly going up and down into where I don't know, like I'm afraid it's going to pop off, or I'm afraid I'm going to overreact. And like I do usually, I overreact and then I complain and I whine and I go talk to my friends and I tell them why I feel like I was being wrong. And then later on, I kind of act like as if I wasn't or something, or I just don't talk about it anymore.
You know, if I think you're wrong, I'll tell you I think you're wrong.
Right. But you know, you hear where I'm coming from, though, right? You understand?
No, I know.
And I battle this on a daily basis between, you know, like in conversations. It's like I feel like sometimes I feel like I'm a school kid, and you guys are teaching me everything, and then other times I feel like you guys don't even know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's weird how that works, though, right?
Listen, look, you know, I read your emails and I reply and I give my opinion, and that's all I can do. Do you know what I mean? Like, some days I'll say,
I appreciate it, actually. Yeah.
Some days I'll be like, Ryan, just think about it. Do you know what I mean?
I know.
Don't just react, because sometimes we can react to things.
Well, can't you do that the opposite way, like overthink things and never get anything done too? And
Yeah, but that's what I said.
That's where I end up.
Because we're overthinkers. So when things go round and round in our heads, but Ryan, instead of like me, I'll vent, I'll do my rant or whatever and get whatever shite I need out. Whereas Ryan will keep going over and over and over and over and over it. And then you have to keep telling him, like, you need to leave it for a bit. Do you know what I mean? Just think about what you like. Don't let it stress you. But
sacrilege.
What?
Sacrilege. Aaron forgot to like the stream.
Do you know?
I was just gonna say, how dare you?
Well, at least you didn't like it because somebody wasn't in the stream. Let's put it that way.
That's true. That's true.
Oh wow.
Well, that person got banned. But no, like,
You know, can I talk about that for a second?
Hold
I know
on.
I'm changing the subject. All right, finish. Okay. Go ahead, finish.
No, but like, there's enough going on in life without people being a-holes to other people just because, I don't know, they disagreed with someone or whatever. But when you purposely go in someone's stream to say, oh, by the way, I liked it because he's not there, like, then you just being a twat. Like, there weren't no need for it. And to be fair, if Ryan was going to do anyone's head in it, it'd probably be mine. And I'd just tell him. I wouldn't be a bitch and type shit. Do you know what I'm saying? But
yeah, trust me, it's easier to just tell me, yeah.
Well, you know what I mean? Not that you do my head in, because you don't. But, you know, if you're going to have an argument with somebody, then get a grip. You don't have to come in and go, oh, I liked it just because he's not there. Like, how old are you? 10?
Well, that's why he was acting. How he's acting.
And bearing in mind, this person was emailing me multiple times a day about Sigma and Alpha and and all this other shite. And I was like, what? Like,
Mm.
and also
Dog
like,
talk. Dog talk.
no, but I don't know that person on that level. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I know
Yeah.
them from in chat. That's it. I've never actually spoke to them. So
Mhm.
for me, it was weird. And it was weird. And some of you know it was because I told you it was weird before I even said it online. But
Yeah. Damn it! I told
no,
you
but I
already.
did.
Yeah, I hear you.
No,
Don't
but
say
some
what
of
was
you I
weird.
did. And
What was weird?
the emails and shit.
Oh, I know he was getting. I know what was going on about.
You know, that might be
Oh,
my
if-
fault
and
If you
because
think
also-
about this person, would you think I'm good looking? How can you
No, it
introduce me
wasn't.
to women? And oh my goodness, from across the pond.
Ryan,
Yeah, I'm
that
sure
was
he got.
nothing to do with
is that
you.
what he was saying? Is that what he
It
was
was
saying? He's what asking.
ridiculous.
I mean,
that's
I kind of
psycho, dude.
understand.
Vic,
No, I
hold
can.
on,
No,
you
wait,
asked
wait,
me-
wait.
Women,
Yeah.
You asked
if-
Vicky, let Vicky explain it. Go on, Vic.
Yeah.
He'd be like, "Do you know women? Any women?" And I'm like, "I know loads of women. I don't know women in Florida. No." And then it was stuff like, "If you if you read this, would it describe me?" And I'm like, "How the fuck do I know? I've literally seen you in chat. That's the whole extent of my thing. The only way I know you is in chat. And you're asking me if this describes you." And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, no, but it was weird,
I know.
right? And I'm like this person hadn't been around for that long, really, not that I know of. So to get all these these emails, I'm like, what the and I got BPD. We all know I'm mental. But to the point I was like, well, this person's got to be like having an episode.
And but the truth are kind of channels, and he's wanting us to do reaction videos to American wrestling.
Asked
I'm
me
not
if I
doing
could
that.
do a reaction
It's
video.
the
And
American
I went,
wrestling.
I can try. Then I looked at the video he wanted me to react to, and it was a wrestling video. And I'm like, do I look like I watch wrestling? No.
And it's not nothing to do with the truth. The only reason I showed a wrestling match that one night is because we was on Rumble watching movies, and it was for Jono because he's
Juno,
my
yeah.
Macho Man Randy Savage thing. It's the only reason we watched that wrestling video. Nothing
Right.
to
Yeah. It
do-
was just a
I wouldn't
random.
go and- I wouldn't
thing.
go and
Wasn't even
review
there.
them. It was an entertainment thing. I wouldn't go and review them and do reaction videos on some kids, some acting. You know what I mean? It's
And we were
like-
making fun of it too.
we were.
I was anyway. I mean,
Hey, on that note, hey Vicky, can I get your email address?
Yeah.
watch it, Roger.
I'm
Roger,
messing
you've
up.
got my phone number, you weirdo.
Right, babe, you've got 3 minutes in that video.
No, I know, but like, and that's also what I was going to say, right? If don't take on shite that you can't deal with, because if you're if you're struggling with your own mental health, you have to look after yourself. And I know that sounds selfish, but do you know what? You ain't no good to nobody, especially yourself, if you're fucked. You have to make sure you are putting your own mental health before the mental health of others. Like for me, I'm fine. I have all my therapists, mainly on here. You can see them all on screen. Because they're the people I'll vent to.
We're not qualified, I don't think.
No,
to
they're
be
not.
honest.
But they're pretty good. But
No, thanks.
no, like, and that's the thing. If you're struggling mentally, don't take on somebody else's battle that you can't win.
With symbolic forests, emotional abysses, mountains of forgotten wisdom, and underground rivers of desire and fear.
Think you need a dev team and a big budget to launch your Microsoft as a service idea? Wrong. All you need is a
Oh,
prompt.
sugar bomb.
And now you can go from
Yeah.
idea to profit.
Skip.
Now imagine that this territory can be explored, understood, mapped.
Yeah.
That's why I download my videos, babe. That's why I download them. So we don't have, you know what I mean? So we don't have ads and that. It's pain in the
No,
butt
no.
sometimes. It takes a load of space on your computer, and you have to like. I've got loads of videos I should get rid of.
But I don't know if this is any good.
Well, look at the chapters. See what the chapters are saying, because like some of it you might not want, might not need. It depends.
Ego
Well, yeah, have a look at it. It's up to you.
problem.
I mean, you don't have to agree with absolutely everything in the video, do you? I mean, you know what I mean? Some things can be true and some things might not. You know, you can take from it what you want.
I personally don't think man can dissect the human soul, dude. That's just my
No,
opinion.
of course not.
Yeah.
Especially
Well,
when
we
it's
can-
not like your mind,
has
your will,
anyone
and your
got
emotion.
Yeah, but has anyone got any like shorter videos? Because this seems to be going on and it's a bit boring.
Remember the one I played about what? Remember the one I played last week? That guy. Did you not sub to him?
No.
I can't even remember. What
I have
it
a
was.
bunch of notes from the stuff I watched, but I would have to go back and like grab the little shorts if you wanted me to share them.
Let me
But
just
that might
go-
take a while.
Has anyone
What
in
did-
chat got anything?
What do you want?
Obviously- I
What
don't
do you want?
know.
Look for shorts
Oh, okay.
about this situation, about what we're talking about,
I'll just
and look at it. Look for shorts from that thing that I sent you. That particular
It doesn't have to
content
be
provider.
short, as long as it's a shorter video, she said.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What about
Find, maybe,
mental health motivation, maybe.
well, if it's a video that's
What
longer than a
about,
few seconds,
hold on, there's a 7-minute video on overcome depression and anxiety, motivational video.
oh,
yeah,
look
but
up-
it's
look
World,
up-
it's World Mental Health Day. It's a video about that. I don't know if it's any good. But
I don't know. What do you think, Vicky?
fight depression
Not World
with,
Mental Health
with
Day.
Morgan Freeman.
And not like
I don't know if I want to hear what they have to say, but you know.
No.
You mean Jimi Hendrix?
no.
No.
Right.
Has anyone
no.
got anything they want to discuss?
Yeah, there you go.
A mental person is more
Or
qualified.
does
than a-
anybody have an experience similar to what I've been talking about, or do you feel like you've
Right.
got something that matches up with it
No,
that
but
you can help?
even
Babe,
Whatever.
not
give you a
even
link.
that. I
I'll
mean,
give you a
like, if
link.
anybody,
Babe,
what?
I'll give you a link. Have a look at this. I'll put it in private chat. See what you think.
That you might-
Only a 11-minute video. This, right. There's a link there. Have a look at it and see what you think.
Hold on, I've got to remove my own.
You don't. Yeah, you can play it behind the scenes. You can see what you think. You don't have to play it there.
And the topic of today's short talk is how to improve your self-esteem.
We can hear it though.
So I've already done a similar episode.
I can't
on how
see
to
it.
improve your-
Well, because you you clicked it somewhere and it'll be behind one of the tabs.
No, there's nothing at the bottom.
And what do you mean, babe? Click right. Oh wow. Right. What do you mean?
I think that was
In the
my
private
fault.
chat, babe.
I
In the
honestly
private
think
chat.
that was my fault, guys. When Vicky was like, "Do you have a video?" and I was like, "I got videos," and I forgot I wasn't on mute. Sorry, I was
Oh.
playing it on my phone.
Oh right, I thought it was Vicky playing it in private
No.
chat, babe.
I was
Click
like,
it.
what?
Click it in private chat.
I did.
Well, click it. It'll come up somewhere. It'll come up as a tab.
I know. Give me a second.
You asked me.
I know, but I thought you were going to put it up.
If you want me, I'm asking you what you think of it first before I do that.
Oh, I don't know.
That's why I'm saying play it in the background so you for a second, so you can see it, see what it's about first.
Well, what if they got rid of the advert?
I'd say if people have disappeared, it's probably because my Iron Watch flags on.
Oh, I know.
It's an 11-minute
give
video.
up.
You up? Yeah. So when you feel like quitting is the thumbnail.
Yeah, play it.
Okay. I don't know what it's like. I'm just saying I've just come across it. It might be rubbish. Right.
One mine got to take a leak and get a drink.
I wrote down some stuff that I saw in there. It said, "Speak with cadence. Time your explanation, so that people don't feel like you're forcing it. And the path of least resistance is the most inviting way to express your claims or your understanding. Leaders guide along the path, not veer off, and follow somebody else off the path. They stay on the path and they grab a hold of the other people and they pull them back up. They don't veer off the path to save. You know what I'm saying? They talk about that in the Bible. Even they talk about veering off in the whole herd to save the one sheep, right?
Right.
Sometimes we have to just like say, you know what? I've got 99 other sheep. I can't worry about that one. Otherwise, the wolves might go and attack the whole pack. Like
it's like animals in the wild. They will leave the unhealthy baby.
Mm-hmm. Right, you've got the choice of this video, babe, or the one that Erin's put in. It's up to you. But this one, well, play it. See what it's like. It's up to you.
Somebody out there who's thinking about quitting and giving up. Somebody who has been praying for years for things to turn around. You're thinking about quitting. You're thinking about giving up. Don't give up.
There are some times in life where you fall down and you feel like you don't have the strength to get back up. So it's like one step at a time.
No, go with Erin's. Go with Erin's. That's terrible. It just I mean, it wasn't finished obviously, but it said just don't give up. I mean, yeah, but how do you not just don't give up? You know what I mean?
Yeah, be more specific. I would agree. Yeah.
Yeah,
if you don't relate to me. Yeah.
Yeah. So
for me, I've tried in the past to not be here. And I think for me, being on the other side where somebody in my family did it, you see it completely different. Like for me now, I see all the questions and the things that will never be answered. Do you know what I mean? That I didn't see before, because you don't. Like when you're in that place mentally, you don't see anything and you don't think of how it's going to affect other people. But it really does. Like, and the questions for me, like the most random questions, like I'd say to PJ, was he in pain after? And PJ's like, probably not. And I'm like, yeah, but does that mean he doesn't go to heaven? Like questions I'm never gonna know the answer to.
Just a quick one.
Still there. It doesn't remove the question just because the person with the answer's not there.
Of course not. Quick one from Gillian, babe.
Crying out loud. Has he got on shoes on?
Yeah, it's obviously a homeless type, but he looks like Captain Jack Sparrow. He's probably a mamba and everything.
I think he is.
It's called Captain Crack Sparrow.
Yeah.
Is that Arwen? Does he look like
Arwen?
Oh, he's got a woman's top on.
Yeah, he does.
I really hope he got help.
Right.
I guess those drugs are so good you forget what sex you are. You forget what kind of clothes to wear. You just wear underwear on your head. You don't even know what the fuck's going on.
This is the video that Erin put in. It's a 5-minute video, babe. If you want to play it on your side, because you play it. No, because you can take control of it. It's your stream. Play it.
No,
you could
play
it and do it on your side.
This guy's eyes freak me out, though. Look at his eyes. Look at the color of.
He's blue.
Like mine. Blue like mine.
Yeah. I got green eyes.
Yeah, you've got greeny, bluey, brown eyes, babe.
I'm Dr. Orion Taraban, and this is PsycHacks.
That's called Hazel.
Through psychology. And the topic of today's short talk is how to.
No, Hazel's part of it as well. She's Hazely, bluey, browny, green.
Oh, really? They just changed?
Yes.
Oh, she's got one of those. She's got one of those colors that kind of matches up with everything, huh?
Yeah,
she's like my grandma. My grandma
I think
used to
to
do
be
that.
safe, you best to see like greeny, bluey, brown.
Have you seen though? You can get a
guys.
picture taken of your eye, and I really want it done.
Okay. Sandra's
Well,
got one.
That's how you identify somebody. You know that, right? best way.
Yeah. Right.
It's unless the eyes are
Right.
damaged in the process of whatever happens to you or whatever, you know.
No, but you actually get a picture of your eye.
Aye.
And I want it done.
Aye.
I've got to think about eyes.
Aye.
They're the
They're
gateway to
kinda
the soul,
fun.
supposedly.
They are.
Tell
Your
me when.
self-esteem.
Oh, well, tell me
So
when. Shit, tell me when. I didn't mean to do that.
No, go
You
on.
can-
I'm done.
All right. Okay.
Already done a similar episode on how to improve your self-confidence. And now I'm turning my attention to self-esteem. Self-confidence and self-esteem are related, but they're actually separate issues. Self-confidence is related to efficacy. It's the belief that all other things being equal, you can do something, that you will be successful in the attempt. On the other hand, self-esteem is more like all other things being equal, I feel good about who I am as a person, as a human being. Unfortunately, there are a lot of folks out there who struggle with self.
Do you want to read that?
I once told a woman she had beautiful blue eyes. She pulled out a contact lens and offered it to me. Where are you
Wow.
going?
I would have said something about her nipples.
Everybody used to say like, everybody used to say about Billy Ann, my daughter.
He didn't
my
get that.
Sorry.
You two'd wear.
I think the question of the hour is, did you keep it?
Yeah.
I used to wear white contact lenses.
Mr. Super Sidewinder, what did you do with it?
My people used to say to my dad, what was it? Oh, your daughter's fairly got your eyes. Well, tell her to give me them back. I need them.
You don't got my nose. It's still right
No,
here.
declined. He didn't accept the contacts.
Aye.
That's the first thing I'm going to tell Keith when I see him. Yeah, she's got your eyes.
Or he.
My eyes.
Esteem issues. They may even be
I've downloaded Heron's song to finish off with it.
Okay.
very successful and self-confident, but they have low self-esteem nonetheless.
I've got to
These
put it in.
folks don't think
I've
very,
got to upload it to StreamYard so you can just play it in from StreamYard at the end. Okay, babe? Okay?
Yeah, maybe.
very highly of themselves and don't really feel good inside of their own skin. Fortunately, there is a simple and effective way to improve your self-esteem. But before I get into what that is, please remember to like this episode and subscribe to this channel. It takes less than a second, costs you nothing, and it's definitely an esteemable action. So do the thing.
Yeah,
So
he gets money for it.
improving your self-esteem isn't that complicated. The formula has two parts. First, you need to do difficult or esteemable things. And that kind of makes sense. It's pretty hard to feel like you're a good person if you're not doing anything that you yourself would consider difficult or esteemable. So pick a goal and go after it. Do something hard. Do something that you
Actually, babe, do you want me to set it up as the outro just for today? The Heron song.
I like what you're saying.
So that's what I'll do. I'll set it up as the outro, so it'll finish off with Heron song. Okay. Yeah.
Right.
All right.
can be proud of having done. People don't get genuine self-esteem from sitting on the couch and scrolling on social media. They need to do difficult or esteemable things. And frankly, you probably already knew this. But here's the thing. The first part.
Done. All sorted.
I completely and totally agree.
Yeah. So you agreeing with what he's saying at the minute?
Yeah, absolutely. I think he has I think there's something to listen to here. I'm not saying he's right about it in every situation, but I'm saying in this one that we're talking about, yeah, I absolutely agree.
Cool.
We try to replace our own acceptance with someone else's acceptance to us. And we need to stop doing that. We need to balance ourselves and stick with who we need to act and be, because that's more important than worrying about what everybody thinks. Because the reality is, the more we worry about what they think, the more we change ourselves and we become more like what they don't want us to be. Right? Think about it. It draws it out of you almost. It's like a sickness. It spreads. You know what I mean?
But that's easier said than done. Because say you've got anxiety, then all in your head, all you think is what people think. Like you could think that you're gonna go out and everyone's gonna stare at you, but in reality, they're not. They're just gonna walk past and do what they're doing. But when you've got anxiety, it's hard to rationalize the reality of it over what you're thinking.
Yeah,
And
we
that's
forget that people don't really pay attention to what we look like. They just kind of like assume that we're normal until we give them a reason not to. You know, like people don't always notice that your shoes are pink. You know, like if you're wearing pink shoes today and nobody notices, don't be surprised because sometimes people just don't pay that much attention to what you're wearing on your feet.
They'll notice because I'll tell them.
I know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying though. Like, but if I did something weird, like if I came on yesterday and I was wearing a hat and everybody was kind of like looking at me funny, I'm like, yeah, I wear that hat all the time.
If it's not pink when it involves Vicky, I'm wondering why it's not pink.
I've actually got a pink top on.
Well, yes, but that's what I'm saying. See, we expect certain things, and so when we're naturally just testing someone to see how normal they are, just to, you know, because we want to know, we need to know these things before we share our intimate secrets and things about us that we don't want people to whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like it's about how much we're willing to share with somebody. When you first meet somebody, you need some assurance that you could trust them a little bit and that they're not just some weirdo that's going to take and like make some kind of sexual weird comment about everything you say or insult you about everything you say or whatever the case is, right? Whether you're man or woman, because it's different, right? Get what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Roger,
that's probably good. Yeah, go ahead, Vicky.
What were you saying in private chat? You got to go.
Well, I want to go over and help Grandma with the grandkids. She's got her hands full. So.
Bless.
Don't forget
tomorrow. Not really. No, she deserves it sometimes.
Don't forget tomorrow, Roger.
Oh, I'm not. I won't.
Oh yeah, Vicky. Yeah, you've got you use her on about doing that song, isn't you? Oh, yeah.
Mr. Super. Mr.
Abominable troll. Abominable troll. It's a good title.
Mr. Super, we might need you tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll put it up on my community post. Well, I'm live tomorrow at 2 p.m. Well, it's today now, 2 p.m. GMT. I didn't go on today because I was concentrating this one, and I thought Flats would be on, but he wasn't, obviously. So I could have gone on later, but by that time I drifted off. So yeah, I'll go on tomorrow too. I don't think Flats will be on tomorrow either, but if he's not, I'll go on. I'm going on at 2 p.m. GMT and possibly later. I don't know, but Vicky's not tomorrow because Vicky will be on tomorrow as well. Well, all you guys is on tomorrow. Vicky, Ryan, Heron, I'll try to do a troll song.
Don't forget me, Roger.
We could have done with Brenda actually. Brenda, your input.
Brenda, come back.
So, Brenda, tell us about yourself while Heron makes notes.
Brenda's banned in the stream.
That's all you need. Hey, good choice in video, by the way, Heron.
Oh, nice one.
Is not enough. You need to also do the second part, and this is the part that's really neglected in today's day and age. In order to develop self-esteem, not only do you have to do difficult and esteemable things, but you have to do difficult and esteemable things and not tell anyone about them.
Now that comes under humility as well. Because as soon as you start saying, "Oh, look, I did this," or "I was fasting for this," you're starting to brag a little bit.
You get your reward. Yep.
And even when it comes to humility, yes, exactly. And people going around saying, "Well, I'm quite humble. You know, I do this. I'm quite a humble person." That's pride. Saying you're humble. If you're humble, you don't need to say you're humble. You know.
Oh, that'd be Christ-like, wouldn't it, PJ? That would be really Christ-like. Yeah.
Exactly.
Now you know why I try to always say I'm trying to be better at it because I know I'm failing at it. I realize that.
Yeah. Right.
Don't say you're failing at it. Say you haven't succeeded yet. You know?
Yeah.
Look on the bright side.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
It's small little changes like that in your head that make it easier, man.
I know I am negative about shit. I was always talking about like everything's going to be bad and always thinking ahead and always trying to avoid negativity, even though I just bring it on probably because I'm always thinking about it.
No, man. Every day is a winding road. You get a little bit closer to feeling fine. Never forget
Your
it.
regular Alanis Morissette
That's
Oh.
Cheryl Crow to you, sir, but thank you, Roger. I appreciate it.
Watch it. Don't call her by any other weird name. She might. Don't call her something.
I love
Watch out for
Alanis
which
Morissette.
pop star you choose.
I love Alanis, as I proved the other night, and I played a load of Alanis songs about 2 weeks ago.
She had a whole
all I
album that was
needed.
about dating some guy. I mean, isn't that kind of creepy to you? But I mean, I did love some of those songs, but still.
Do you know who the guy was that
Yes,
she was
the guy
dating?
that was on Full House. Yes, I
Uncle
know all
Joey
about it.
or whatever?
Yeah, it's like, dude, are you sitting that little fat belly dude with the curly hair? It's like, oh, come on, like he
This
was cute and all,
guy.
but still, like,
It out. That
right?
guy.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, the goofy guy, right? Yeah, he looks kind of like the guy from Dumb and Dumber. He almost has that look to him, like he's from that same area of the world or something, like
Yeah, you're
that
right.
weird shaped head and everything, kind of like the baldness in the weird places and things. You know what I'm talking about?
But Alanis Morissette is Canadian, and she started off playing in malls
Yeah.
that I've been to.
I just think she was brilliant.
I remember those malls.
And then, I
Been to
mean,
Canada?
In Canada, yeah, she's Canadian.
No, but I remember
right.
malls when I was a kid.
I thought she was quite unique.
Ryan, you get out of my malls.
But you know her
Hey,
song.
I get in everybody's head. You just got to deal with it.
You know her song, isn't it ironic? And when she sings about ironic things and that, nothing she sings about is ironic. It's just typical. It's just not that typical thing. Oh, that's typical. It's nothing in there. 10,000 spoons when all you need is a knife is not ironic.
PJ, you've isolated the only ironic thing about that song.
The only part that screws it up for me, though, is when I compare you to her, then I always think Alanis Morissette, she was asking him about getting a blowjob from some other woman in a movie theater. I'm like, why would you include that in a song? Like, what?
She freaky.
She is.
Obviously, she was doing some of that. Obviously, she was jealous that he was going to do it somewhere else. That's what I mean. It's like, wow.
Viv, what was you saying?
We need Mr. Super as well tomorrow because we're going to make a troll song.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. Where's he at right now, anyway?
In the chat.
In the chat? Oh.
In
What's he
the
not doing
chat.
up here? What's up,
Probably
man?
saying normal
Invite
stuff.
him.
I thought everybody was invited.
The link's in chat. If anyone wants
It's
to come on.
tomorrow, isn't it? Yeah, that's what he's on about. I'm here for you. So because he said he said we could do it tomorrow for the song and that. So that'd be cool.
I was gonna say we're about to wrap it up, aren't we? So we can still participate over there at Lads or whatever if anybody wants to.
What?
Social
Yeah,
media.
well, we've got to finish this video first.
So why is this important? This is important because if you do something difficult or esteemable and then you share it with others, then you substitute self-validation for external validation. In fact,
And that's pride because you want other people's validation. You know what I mean? Oh, look how good I am. Can you please validate that? So he's using different words from what I would use, but I would say then that's humility. It's about being humble, and that's basically what he's saying, but with different words. Absolutely, excellent.
In fact, you rob yourself of the opportunity for self-validation, which is the basis of self-esteem. You exchange your own internal satisfaction for praise, views, and likes. And when you do that, you're basically...
And if God accepts you, then you need to accept you.
I'm playing
No,
Bocce
but-
today here in a minute too.
Like we were saying earlier about like views and stuff, and a lot of people are all about their views or how many subs they've got or whatever. And there's nothing wrong with looking and going, oh, do you know what, that's really cool, like I've gone up or whatever. But I've forgotten what I was saying.
Yeah, about views.
About views.
No, but like a lot of people do, like, and that's how they, I think, feel that they're being accepted or validated or whatever. And in reality, it's not about that, and it's not.
Exactly right. Yeah,
I'm gonna pop off, guys. I'll see you later.
all right,
Bye,
dude.
Raj.
I'll be listening. All right.
Bye,
Okay, dude.
Roger.
I'm gonna say ta-ta like somebody else.
Ta-ta.
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 Ta-ta. Cheerio.
Tally ho.
Mm-hmm.
Training your mind to understand that the reward for difficult or estimable action is the praise or validation of others. And the longer you do that, the more you will rely on external validation for your own self-regulation. And the more you will need to prop up your own self-esteem with the praise of others. Taken to an
something you're going to need to depend on. Yeah,
But-
it's what you will depend on if that's what you keep seeking. Then the next time you do something, it's like, oh, who's that? Where's that? Oh, ooh, I need to look for a person to validate it. Go on,
Well,
babe.
not everybody's going to praise you either. So
No.
you're really happy
No.
about something and they take a shit on it. What's that going to do for your self-esteem,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
You're back to
Praise
square
hot.
one.
Yeah, praise
Who
hot, man.
cares if what you did sucked? If you like it, that worth something. It doesn't matter
No.
what anyone else. What anyone else
But-
thinks about me is none of my bloody business.
Mm.
Well said. But like
Good
for
point.
me, I grew up with nothing I did was good enough.
Mm.
Like ever. I could have done everything perfectly and it still wouldn't have been good enough. And sometimes because you get treated that way and it's normal, that when you do have people saying, oh, you did well or whatever, you're like, no, because that's not, and it feels weird because you're so used to being told that you're not good enough and you're not doing things the way they're supposed to be done and stuff. So I think for a lot of people, getting that is the acceptance where they've never been accepted. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
that's what friends are for, you know? I think this
Look.
guy's referring to just everyone in general. Oh, I did this, tell my coworkers,
Yeah.
you know, but what Vicky, that's what friends are for, you know. True friends will always big you up and surprise
the
you
thing.
with things, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
Like I've never been one, like you get people that I don't know seem to just tear, like say for an example, I helped one of my neighbors and they treated me like crap for it, right? And you kind of go, I don't know how to explain it. Like I would go above and beyond to help her because I felt sorry for her, right? And then I'd find out that like while I was doing things that were making me ill from helping her, that then after I'd helped her, she was bitching about me behind my back. And it's kind of like, how can you why do you need to tear me down behind my back to make you feel better about you? And that's the thing, people do that though. Like
Right.
you could go out of your way and do whatever for somebody, but certain people will still tear you down for it.
Of course they will. They'll criticize the way you did that favor for them.
Yeah,
They'll
but
criticize it. They weren't expecting it, but you'll be criticized the way you did it, even though they weren't expecting it. You know what I mean?
also like when people want you because they've got nobody, that's another thing. Like, but when they've got other people, they don't want to know you. Do you know what I mean? It's like you're convenient when it suits them,
Exactly.
but then they're just going to tear you down behind your back.
well,
Not
look at it
everybody.
this way, Vicky. Like consider it a gift, right? It's either a gift or a transaction at this point because you get to choose whether you want to dig deeper into their lives and find out why
No,
they're
I'm
doing
not
these
bothered.
things, or you can say, hey chum, thank you so much for letting me know that I have absolutely no reason to pursue talking to you, involving myself in your affairs, concerning myself unless maybe there's an emergency, and then leave it at that,
No,
right? Now
no.
you're free.
So when I said enough is enough, I actually said to her, if your house is burning down, don't knock on my door.
I
Yeah.
think, you know, it's easy to say, girl, you got a big heart. You know, if you wouldn't
No.
tell anyone maybe, but
No, literally, like she robbed off me, she lied to me, she bitched about me. She literally did everything, and all I'd ever done was try and help her. And for me, the last time, and you know, this is a woman, she's older than me. She meets men on dating sites and moves them in the day she meets them. And she would put any man over anybody. Like she met a bloke on Facebook and moved him in the day she met him, and then her family, she told them she didn't want to know him anymore. That bloke left, and then she gets with the next man, and no, for me, that the last time she was here, she shouted at me in my own house, and I went, "Who the f do you think you're talking to?" And I did, and I said to her, "Look, if your house is burning down, don't knock on my door. I don't care. Ring 999. I'm not interested," because it was years of the same bullshit happening, to the point she was trying to manipulate me. Say, like when I was going to PJ's, she'd be like, "I'm not gonna try and unalive myself this time."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Or she'd say
when we got back together, we split up for a while. When we got back together, she started acting up because we got back together. Oh,
yeah, saying she
I'll
was
be
going to unalive herself.
put out now, and maybe I should get back my man, and all that. She was worried about herself when I came back on the scene. You know what I mean?
Look,
yeah, should we carry on with this? Or...
She had my spare key. She come in my house when I was away, robbed food and shit.
Exactly.
That if she'd have just asked me for it, I'd have given it her.
Yep. And she was caught on camera.
I know, but no, she burnt all her bridges.
It's extreme. People are subject to becoming like validation junkies. And this can be as addictive as any substance addiction.
That's just like people wanting views and clicks and anything on TikTok and YouTube. Same type of thing.
I just want to say though, we do actually live over the road from the fire brigade. So if her house was on fire, she ain't got far to go.
Vicky's saying that is just to stress a point. But obviously, if her house was on fire, Vicky'd phone the fire brigade. Of course, she would.
We all know.
I would, but I wouldn't answer the door. I'd tell her to F off through the camera.
Well, don't forget, you know, what you're describing to me sounds like the habits and lifestyle of someone who's chronically suffering. Like that woman has to be suffering.
Yeah.
I really do hope so.
Wow, Vicky, come on.
Calm
down, dear.
I care for a lot of people, and that person I could not give a shite about, honestly.
Well, you don't have to. They've already told you you don't have to, right? Like that's their way of communicating.
Exactly. But now they're just gonna lie and say that I'm copying them.
Well, then it's free entertainment now at this point.
Oh, so they put 2 more lights out, Heron. I'll have to
No.
Yeah, they did.
Oh.
Right.
In fact, we would call it a process addiction, like gambling, and it can lead to some very dark places. So the idea here is to do difficult.
There actually is not that far away. There's 2.
You look too far, actually.
There's 2.
There is.
Or steam
No, I'm
things
gonna do that.
and not tell anyone about them. This will give you the opportunity to validate and esteem yourself, which is how you get self-esteem. And how do you do that? Well, you kind of have to talk to yourself in a supportive and encouraging way. Like, I'm proud of what I did today. Or I was scared.
Girl.
But
The last time I did that, I was in the mirror and I was psychosis. Without fitting it. You're not me. What do you mean? You're not me.
No.
You're not me, are you? You are not. I know you're me, but you're not me.
You're
That's what I was like. Mad. Man.
But I did it anyway. Or I wanted to quit, but I kept going. Good job, Orion. I know it sounds kind of cheesy.
Good job, Ryan.
Oh, Ryan, he said, didn't
I
he?
know. I was just
How
trying to.
dare you?
Oh, Ryan.
But that's the kind of self-validation that
That's my name.
facilitates the cultivation of
Well,
healthy
that's his
self-esteem. If you do this, then over time, you'll find that you won't need as much external validation. In fact, you'll eventually become indifferent to both praise and censure. And this is a supremely good thing. Why? Because if you're still emotionally influenced by whether people agree or disagree with you, or like or don't like you, or praise or censure you, then you're still more or less a slave.
True.
And not just a slave, but a slave.
You are. You're in bondage to it. It's just. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of this transfers over to faith in Christ. A lot of it. Without doubt.
With a million masters.
Oh.
By learning to validate ourselves sufficiently, we can experience a kind of emotional manumission whereby we can emancipate ourselves from the slavery of external validation. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and thank you
That's
for
a
listening.
really good video.
Yeah, definitely.
And he's right, though. Like, for me, when I first came onto YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't understand the whole hate side of it.
Mm.
And I was so unaware of it. And then, like, all of a sudden, I started getting tagged and stuff in videos and shit. And I was like, I couldn't deal with it. Like, knowing. And then, like, other people saying to me, oh, did you see so-and-so did a video about you? And I'm like, what? And it makes you want to go and look. And I learned.
I don't look at them at all. I don't.
No,
play them.
I don't now.
Like Dick Slapper Ryan made a video called something about do we need to follow Jesus's teachings for salvation? And I was tagged in it, and Flats is tagged in it, and a few other people are tagged in it. Why is he tagging me in it? I mean, he knows what I'm going to say to that. Short answer, yes. Long answer, absolutely.
No, but I did used to go and watch some of them, and then now, like, I get no notifications of when people tag me or anything because I don't want to know. And at first, it was hard because you kind of want to know what they're saying about you so you can give them it back. And now I just don't even care. Like, they can do what they want, they can say what they want. It's not gonna change anything. If anything, it'd just probably make me feel worse. So by removing that and not seeing it, it's easier.
Exactly.
I think, because people can be really horrible. Like, even I can be horrible, but like some of them are just awful. And it's the judgment as well from people. Like, PJ had a troll come in the other day and was like, get a job. And I'm like, I wasn't aware that I'd ever spoke about my financial situation. So why they're telling me something when they know nothing is ridiculous.
Exactly.
You know what I noticed a few years back, and I was I don't really, I'll skip the what I was doing, but I did notice through my vocation, because I was exposed to the television channels specifically related to the young minds of the world, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But all of the children's programming that would come on in the course of my day, there was a common theme that was just plainly evident to me that, you know, like sitcom format, like they crack a joke and then the audience laughs kind of deal. It was like that. But every single time a joke was made and the audience laughed, it was done in a cruel way and at someone's expense. You know, someone was the idiot. Someone said something stupid, you know, and that was what was funny. And I'm thinking to myself, you know, there's 7 to 9-year-old children watching this, and what are they learning, you know? So people are kind of, in a way, I think, trained probably on purpose to be just meanies, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but why? Like,
Because if people are happy, then they're free to think their own thoughts, you know, and then they're going to notice how corrupt the government systems are, and they're gonna, you know, spend time looking and thinking and coming to the conclusion that maybe we're not living on a sphere hurtling into the vacuum of space. And then, you know, corporations like NASA that are just money laundering will be put to rest. You know, perhaps they won't even need money at that point, because don't forget, everyone's happy now, right? I think it's all just part of the
but they're not.
Nobody
Like,
wants
I
to
would
help.
go back and have the childhood that I had 1,000,000 times over than a childhood now, because it's so different.
You and me both, girl.
Like,
it's insane out there.
It's bizarre. Like, you see people with their little kids and they just give them an iPad.
Yeah.
Yeah, just sit and play with your iPad. And it's like, what?
I will testify right now, and I don't care who hears it, but I know for a fact children these days, and I'm not just saying that as a outsider, have little to no attention span.
Yeah.
Nothing. You try, like, remember when we were in school and the teacher would say, you know, like, stand in a line, we're waiting to do this, be quiet. Like, how many times really did you need to hear that? Once. And then we friggin' did it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It is not the case. That is not the case. There are things that we grew up taking for granted that just are not there anymore. Like, and it goes widespread, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah, but like, my kids are in their 20s, and I look at like kids now, and they're completely different. Like, all of them, the 20-year-olds and the younger ones, they're all like, every generation is so different, and it's technology is a lot to do with it. Like, kids nowadays, like, I see kids on TikTok and stuff, and they're like 10-year-olds buying makeup and stuff, and I'm like, what?
It is vastly different. It's definitely vastly different. I remember when I was a kid, and my dad telling me about his childhood. I was like, wow, what's so different from us? And our parents saying, you've got it a lot different. We had it harder, that type of stuff. But at the same time, my dad did still do things that were relatable to me. Like, he got into trouble, like smash streetlights and stuff, and that kind of thing. You know what I mean? And back in the 30s and 40s. So there was things still relatable. But nowadays, the things that they're doing now is not even half relatable to what I was doing when I was a kid. You know?
Also, like, when we were kids, like, we looked up to people that had a talent or whatever. Nowadays, they look up to people that do nothing.
It's money.
Like, and it's all about money, and it is. And you see, like, even on YouTube and stuff and TikTok, it's all about money, and it's like, wow, like, is that the world we're really in now?
I was going to do a stream on eBay. I was begging someday. I know it's kind of different from what I usually do, but I was going to do something on, like, people on TikTok begging just for their money rather than.
No, but like,
and they think they're entitled to it just because they come up and they're doing a live for you. No, you're doing it for yourself so you can beg for money from people, and then you say, oh, I won't go live if you don't give me the money. Oh, you're only going live to beg. You know, you're going on like it's you. You're doing the live out of the goodness of your heart. I mean, you've been doing it so long, you think you should be paid now, kind of thing. No, you were doing it in the first place for money. You know?
No, but they're showing kids, like, look, if you do this, and we've got to admit, like, a lot of these influencers are complete and are dipshits.
Yep.
Like, they ain't got 2 brain cells, and they're multimillionaires, and young kids see them go, like, with all their nice cars and their big houses and all that, and kids look up to it, and it's like, wow, like, when we were kids, we looked up to pop stars and whoever. Do you know what I mean? People that had a talent. Like, even look at football now. Like, when we were kids, you didn't even get paid to play for your country. And now footballers are on ridiculous money a week. Like, to kick a ball round. Like, let's be honest.
Well, when we were kids and we wanted money, what did we do? We would make a lemonade stand or start up a little garage sale, you know, or go around and mow your neighbor's lawn and or babysit the kids down the street, you know. Like, even as a young adult, when I was skint, I would get my bloody guitar and stand on the street and busk, you know. Some days I'd do it for free, and some days I'd make $200 in an hour, you know. But I was out there hustling for it. I didn't just expect, you know.
Of course.
It's just like, you know, out of thin air.
No, like my first job, I was 13 and I worked in a Greek restaurant and like I'd work weekends and I'd finish at like 2 a.m, go home, and then like my mum used to work at a club, and in the day it was a football club, and in the day we'd have to like make food and stuff. So
mad, isn't it? Because like I was 14 my first job, and I was a milk boy. So like I was up at 3 a.m. I started at 3 a.m. And then we worked for 4 hours, going delivering everybody's milks, all these villages and that. And then I was at school for 8:30. So hold on, 3 a.m, 4 hours. Yeah, I was at school at 8:30. We finished at like 7:30. Then I was at school for 8:30, 9 o'clock, sort of thing. And then on a Friday night after school, we'd have to go in the milk and do the money collections as well. So yeah, I was working and then going to school. We had to have a work permit. I know work permit from school. I never ever got one. You know what I mean? They don't really give you it for that, but it
just feels like generationally, like there's a long game at play. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes.
Like look at our grandparents compared to our parents, and then you know maybe parents a little younger than my parents were like, woo, technology, this is great. And they ushered in, you know, another generation of kids that were just more open to being self-righteous, lazy little bastards. And, you know, it's like compared to, you know, every year it gets worse. It feels like there's more and more tools being used to set everyone back from where they really need to be. I don't know.
Yeah.
On that happy note, I have found you a rhyme, PJ, for anti-establishmentarianism.
Oh, go for it.
Anti-establishmentarianism.
No. Anti-disestablishmentarianism.
I can make this work. Anti-disestablishmentarianism. I can't even say it. Anti-disestablishmentarianism. Way more fun than vegetarianism.
Well,
but not so
slightly more fun than veganism.
There's a lot of isms.
I was about to say that.
No.
This query has prompted within me a schism. The end.
Nice. Nice. I love it.
I don't know where Ryan's gone.
His phone will have dropped him out. You know.
Thing is with kids these days, everything they know and do relies on internet and electricity.
Yeah.
They got nothing to do when it's gone off.
No.
It's too
I
true.
used to love it when our electricity went out. I used to love a power cut because I used to love the candles coming out. We used to love making toast on the coal fire. I used to love a power cut, and it was snowing outside, and it was dark, and there was just moonlight.
5 o'clock every night.
You didn't like it yesterday, though, did you?
Yeah, but that's good. I'm streaming. That was for 1 second.
He was live, and he had a power cut.
If
Poor
I had
Sandra
never,
and Ryan were just there.
yeah, but I'm talking about when I was a kid. Obviously, there's technology. There was no technology when I was alive, and none of that. Yeah, we didn't have things like remote control cars. We didn't have walkie-talkies. We didn't have phones back when I was a kid. In fact, we had a can with a string.
I knew you were going to say that.
We had phone boxes.
Yeah, but they didn't have phones in them.
Do you remember Dial a Disc?
Mad.
Sad.
I remember it used to be able to ring the speaking clock. You rang a certain number.
Tim.
Speaking
Tim.
clock, and it would say, and the next stroke, the time will be 12 a.m. Remember that?
Sarah,
Yeah,
that's such a
Sarah
bummer,
said,
girl.
"Oh, that's terrible."
Read
What?
that then.
You read it.
You put it up. You
Ugh,
did.
have to share listening and pulled over by a state trooper in front of me. I was speeding. He gave me a $300 ticket and had stream on loud. Most annoying part is him interrupting the chat log. The most annoying part is the ticket.
Oh, definitely. Oh, sorry about that.
No, that's gutting.
Alright.
I had a friend, right? And she took me to the doctor's once to get me meds, and she was speeding and she got caught, and I felt really bad. I gave her the money to pay for the ticket
Oh, well.
because I felt really bad.
All
I
I
know
can
she was
think of,
speeding, but-
all I
Huh?
can think of is I hope that police officer didn't hear my stupid poem. If he was listening from the poem, it's probably my fault you got the ticket, Sarah. I'm so sorry. He's like, what is this person listening to?
Especially saying the word anti-disestablishmentarian.
Oh,
shit. He was
I
probably
bet
a
he was
vegan.
thinking, frig these. Fuck
Oh.
these guys.
Right, so babe, when you play out, you just need to play the you just need to
He
end
loved
it.
it.
Hear me? When you end, you just need to end, and it'll play "Heaven" as the outro.
Ryan's back.
Yes. I'll let him in.
Suppose it is 25 to 2 in the morning.
It is.
Good golly.
Oh, let me put my link in and your link for tomorrow.
Vicky?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I just want to thank you so much. And Ryan, for both of you, thank you. It means so much to be invited on here, and I really enjoyed it. A lot of thought-provoking stuff.
You're
and
always
yeah,
welcome.
I just wanted to thank you for sharing that. Appreciate it.
Thank you for coming.
Absolutely. Bless you, Aaron.
Oh, bless you guys.
Love you.
Cheers,
Do you know,
Aaron.
I love you too, girl.
She's the sweetest, though. Like, she texts me and she'll tell me, she'll big me up, and I'm like, really? Like, it's weird, but in a good way.
Yeah, like I'm not stalking you.
No, but I
Good
doubt
morning,
myself
Vicky.
a lot, and I do, like, and she'll be like, "You did Ace," and I'm like, "Oh."
Guys, the
Listen,
first link is Vicky's. Well, everybody. Well, it's Vicky's stream for tomorrow night, but everybody's on it.
It's a flat Earth stream. To
It's
make
a flat.
song
Well, it's a
about
flat Earth
trolls.
stroke troll song stroke truth stroke whatever stream, I suppose. So that's the link, the top one, and then the other one's mine for the afternoon.
Sandro's musical as well. See what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Sandro, Dr. Bass.
All
You've
these
seen that guy? He's
musical
musical.
people.
Holy cow.
he was too kidding. He was too preoccupied being a stern cock. Not good. Should have told him to go suck a doorknob, Sarah. No, don't do that. My dad went to prison.
You haven't completed it. It's go suck a doorknob, homo. That's how the saying goes.
The homo bit. Just say go suck a doorknob. But my dad, went to prison for smacking a copper. True story.
I applaud him for that.
But in his defense, they arrested his mate on his stag do.
In his defense, the guy was a copper.
No, but listen, my dad's friend was accused of assaulting somebody that he hadn't. And my dad was trying to explain to the copper that his mate hadn't done it. It was just somebody who fitted his description.
Right.
And the copper wasn't having it and got a bit aggy. And my dad got a bit aggy. And my dad punched him.
Fair play.
Not really.
Well
no,
done.
because he got married. Literally, him and my mum got married, and then he was sent to prison.
Well done, Timothy. Well done.
Not good.
What?
No, it's not good. My dad's dead now, anyway. But,
Yeah, but still well done.
And I've never been to prison. That's probably, besides my kids, my greatest achievement is staying out of prison.
My greatest achievement is not definitely staying out of prison because I haven't. I have stayed out of prison since 2002, but I haven't stayed out of prison all my life.
I'm not
Why
telling
won't
you
let
guys
me?
what my greatest achievement is because I'm working on my self-esteem.
Nice.
No, literally. I didn't think I'd live till I was like past 38 because my
Well, you
dad died at 38. I'm 4 years older than my dad. It's so weird.
That's weird, eh? When you start thinking, well, I was they were
Yeah.
there. Oh man, oh no.
Like, weird. And yeah, so I'm full of surprises, me. Never been to prison. Even though apparently I did, according to people from where I'm from. And apparently I died a couple of times, but nobody
too.
told me.
I died loads of times. I died loads
Find
of
it
times.
rude.
Last name?
Go, ma'am.
You're free to go, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Have a great
Wait,
day.
what?
There you go, Sarah. Try that next
Officer, I'm
time.
sorry. I know I was speeding.
First name?
Frida.
Last name?
Go, ma'am.
You're free to go, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Have a great
Wait,
day.
what?
Oh, I get it now. You
Try that
speak
next time, Sarah.
That's genius.
That is genius.
But make sure you
Nice.
get it on camera that they said free to go now.
Love it. Mm.
I find it weird that you lot call people ma'am and sir.
Ma'am.
Like I've
Yeah.
been called Miss Vicky by people older than me, and I'm like,
I know. It's so weird. Miss
Damn.
Vicky.
like over here, like we used to call our teachers Sarah
Teacher's
and
miss. Or you call if you're in prison and there's a female prison officer, you call her miss.
Huh.
Yeah.
Did
I'm a
you know Chris
madam.
Brown went to prison in the UK?
Sorry, bit.
Chris Brown has just been released from prison in the UK.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Mm.
Who's that?
Chris Brown, the singer. £5 million bail. I didn't even know we had that kind of thing over here. 5 million he had to pay.
Well, can afford it because I couldn't.
Well, you wouldn't have got bail for a
So you
price.
wouldn't bail me out. If you had 5 million, you wouldn't bail me out. You're right.
Oh, well, obviously I would, but we don't pay bail, so I don't get why he
No, we
had to
don't.
pay
We
bail.
don't. We don't
But
have.
why did Chris Brown have to pay
We
bail?
don't have monetary conditions on bail.
Vicky,
Yeah.
We don't have monetary conditions on bail at all. We just either get bail or you don't.
Vicky,
Yeah.
if you had 5 million, would you be with PJ?
Yeah.
Right
Why?
answer. Correct
Why?
answer.
I'd just be rich.
Vicky's, well, I mean, not personally, but she's been in amongst that people that have got more than that. So
Yeah.
it wouldn't
makes no
surprise me if she I don't think it would change anything about her because she's been in money already, you know, and she's still like this. So
Money and all it's cracked up to be.
no, of course not. Let's
It,
get
it
dizzy.
helps.
No, I don't think it does. And I don't, and that's my honest opinion. Like I know me with money and me without money, and me without money is a 10 million times better person than me with money.
Yeah, but I mean, even if you had money, I don't think it would change it anymore because you've had it already.
No. Money, it just means you can help. Like for me, I would make sure my kids had a house each for when they need, like when they wanted to move out or whatever, and it was paid for. And and I'd help my friends, and I'd, do what I could to help people that I care about. Would I go and buy myself a Birkin? Hell yeah.
A what?
A Birkin.
What is
I thought
that?
it says
It's a bag.
Merkin.
Hey,
It's a
you're
bag.
obsessed with Merkins, dude. That's the second time you brought them up. That's the second time he's brought them up.
Heron, Google Birkin.
He likes the old
Birkin
he likes
bag.
the old front bum.
Oh,
front bum
like a
skate.
handbag.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
but they're really expensive handbags.
Got it.
Like some of them are like hundreds of thousands.
I've got
my
loads.
last handbag at a farmer's market.
I got loads. 10 pence from Lidl.
No, look, I do like nice things. I'm not gonna lie.
She does. She's a weirdo.
But I'm not as bad as I used to be. I may have a purse that was like 170
That's
odd
the beach in
quid.
my town, where I'm from. That's Fraser.
My purse may have been like 100, just the purse. You lot would call it a wallet. Was like 100 and something quid. And it's never had a single penny in it because I only pay by card.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to have a lot more expensive stuff, but hey ho. I don't miss it. It's just objects.
Just stop.
Just, mind you, I do have a shopping addiction. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, she had. Without a doubt.
Heron's sin.
She's got an ask PJ for money addiction as well.
Well, it's not going to be good news if your neighbors keep putting up lights. I'll tell you that.
Well, no, it's all right because tomorrow I've got some plant pots coming.
You are a plant pot.
So, well, look. No, do you know what, right? I just put a couple of lights outside.
Mm-hmm.
My neighbour said I was copying them, bearing in mind they had no lights outside. Now, I've gone to the level of petty I did not know I could ever get to. And I have put lights everywhere. Literally everywhere. It's not normal.
Well, it's not bad.
No, I know. But still, the level of pettiness I went to was a new level for me. So at least I know I can go that level.
You just shine in your light, literally.
I know. Front and back. Like the front garden is lit up, the back garden is lit up. And do you know what? It's all solar powered.
Beautiful.
I love it though.
No crimes have been committed here, folks.
No, like, and I may have put another camera up.
Never hurts.
Only because Amazon leave my parcels and don't tell me they've delivered them.
Oh.
Yeah. And then I'll go to look where my parcel is and it will say delivered, handed to the resident. And I'm like, nobody handed me nothing.
Ooh, you definitely need a camera then.
So, yeah, but I've got two on the front, but they don't look at my doorstep.
Well, you know where to point the third one, girl.
I tell ya. So tomorrow, I've got some plant pots coming and I've got me, because I go to PJ's and I won't be here to water my plants. So I got me some more fake flowers to make it look pretty.
Why not?
And that again was a level of pettiness. The pettiness bill is quite expensive this month. I'm not gonna lie.
Pettiness bill. What
It's terrible.
That's it. That's more symmetrical. I had to make the screen symmetrical. It was doing my nothing.
But yeah. I to be fair, I did something nice. I gave me gardener the lights I ordered that were like yellow light, not white light. And he was like,
Oh.
what? And I was like, you can have them. I don't want them. They're not the right colour.
Aw. We switched all our lights back to incandescent. We don't even use the what do you call it, LED ones anymore.
Don't you?
No. And what a difference. Like now it looks like, you know, houses in the 80s when you came in from the dark.
Yeah,
Everything
I
had that
prefer
nice
that.
warm glow.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Absolutely.
Here.
That's my all my
Oh,
lights.
See
yeah.
how everything's all glowy and orange?
Yeah. That's
Do you
why
know
all
what
my
my
lights
lights
are
are?
coloured. I don't like LED bright lights. You know what I mean? I prefer coloured lights and that. Same
My
as with
living
you.
room lights are blue and my bedroom lights are purple.
She can put them any colour she wants, but she's got them on blue.
Think what
I
I
Yeah,
just-
because
found.
they go with my
That my
room.
like cycle. Even my big light used to be coloured at one point, didn't it, babe?
Yeah, to be
Got the
fair
whole
though,
colour of them.
I need a new sofa, right? Because the sofa I've got, I hate it. But I did on Amazon. I found a cover for it, and it cost me like 20 quid. And do you know what? It's bloody
I'm
good.
overheating.
Huh?
What?
I'm overheating. Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Good night.
It was overheating. Heron's
It was
hand is
overheating.
frozen.
Oh, Aaron's frozen. Maybe her phone's cut out if she's on the phone.
No, but that £20 sofa cover was good. Right, I'm ready.
Hold on. Let's see if Aaron comes back first.
No,
There
she's
she is. Right, so the
There
old one
she
will
is.
disappear. You're in twice.
Right,
Look, Aaron.
look.
Look at your frozen face up there. Look. Can you see it
Where?
at the top?
in the middle
Oh, yeah.
at the top.
It's frozen.
Ooh.
Let's do it out.
It'll disappear. It'll disappear.
No, but I did. I got a £20 sofa cover, and do you know what? It's really good.
Let's put Aaron next to herself. Up
Oh.
one. Move. Moving. Ah, it
Oh.
disappeared. It disappeared.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
Sarah, way worse ways to spend money. No, but Sarah, it was literal pettiness is why I did it.
it happens. It happens. At least
Did
you
I
admit
find
it.
it funny though?
But
Not
no
gonna
more
lie.
pettiness, baby.
My house is literally
No more,
glowing.
no more
What?
pettiness. No more pettiness, baby. At least you admitted it.
Welcome to Honesty Corner.
No, but I'm quite proud of the level of pettiness I went to though. I'm not gonna lie. What are you doing?
I'm messing about. I'm just messing about.
And tomorrow, when I get my new plant pots and I put my fake flowers in my plant pots and stick them out front, it'll look even better.
I would like pictures of this.
Oh, trust me, you'll get them.
I got
You
to
know,
probably make a video and get me to put it together.
No, listen, right? I ordered a new house number to stick on my gate, and I accidentally ordered two. And I was like, what am I going to do with it? The other one, and it was like £2 from it. And I was like, I'm not going to send it back. So I put it on my shed. Like I don't know it's my shed. It's in my garden.
You're a weirdo. You still got a dirty laugh, baby.
I can't help it. But yeah, so I now have door numbers on my shed, my gate, and my wall, and my door. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
I had to put an extra driveway number like to the house, even though we live on the road and it
Yeah.
tees into another road. But the driveway part, because the driveway goes from one road to the other, but the
Yeah.
Amazon drivers see the municipal sign and it's backwards, so they think the last number of house at the end of the road is us. So we've got where our actual, like they call it the 911 numbers, like in an emergency where the people aim their trucks to or whatever. And then on the other side, we're not even on that road, but I've got the sign there just to keep them from delivering random stuff. Well, because I'm the one who's got to hump it all the way down to the end of the street, aren't I?
You're not humping it. Come on.
I'm walking it down. I take the dogs, I ring on their doorbell. I'm like, hi, I'm your nice neighbor. Here's your stuff.
Oh, hump where we're from is a different meaning, though.
My neighbor's
Oh,
ain't
not
nice.
that hump. No.
My neighbors ain't that nice.
No. No,
I know.
I'm not doing that. No, I'm fully clothed and walking cordially with my dogs to drop it off. There, that's what I meant.
Oh shit.
No, but delivery drivers are really lazy now.
Yeah, they don't care. Nobody does.
No.
Especially when
Like,
they deliver
ring
my
the
food,
doorbell
I
and
have to
walk
go out and get
off,
it.
and I'm like, I had one yesterday. He rang the doorbell, left the package on the doorstep, and I couldn't even be bothered to get up, so I just shouted out the window, "Thank you." I did.
Why not? That's what everyone else does.
I just thought, you know what? You're just gonna leave it on my doorstep anyway. And he did, and I just shouted, "Thank you," out the window, and he was like, "That's okay."
Oh man.
I'm just a nightmare.
I'm the opposite. I think there's a car. I run out. I go up. I won't. Sometimes I'll run over, and all they'll have to do is roll down their window, and I'll take it from them, and I'll say thank you.
I think it depends on my mood, and if I'm really looking forward to the package because it's something I really want, then I'll be watching. If not, no, I don't care. Like today, I had to wait for me shopping, even though I forgot that I'd ordered shopping. And then the van turned up, and I was like, "Oh, my shopping is here."
That's when a posh voice comes back, man. Oh, the shopping is, yeah.
I totally forgot about it though, and I was like,
What, your
"Shit!"
posh
And I
accent?
couldn't find the dog. What?
Your posh cadence.
I couldn't find the dog, and I was running around shouting at her because she barks at everybody.
She doesn't bark, does she? She's a dog.
She does, and I got woke up this morning I have like alarms in my house in case I fall over because it's a disabled bungalow, and
the bungalow's disabled, or you're disabled.
Both. The bungalow's disabled because I live in it, but no, but they fitted a new thing, and they woke me up this morning, and I was like, I can't even be bothered, and they blooming got me out of bed. Pain in the backside. I hate it because see, if I know I've got to get up in the morning, I won't sleep very well because I do my own nutting.
Yeah.
But if I can sleep and I know I ain't got to get up early, I'm fine. But no, I didn't know, and then he woke me up.
Well, at least you didn't lose sleep over it.
No, I just had to get up.
Uh,
And I've been waiting 5 weeks for a bin. A garden waste bin that I paid 60 quid for, and I still haven't frigging got it.
What? Wow.
Because you have to pay to have your garden, like your grass cuttings and that. We have to pay to have it taken away.
Wow.
Yeah. But they haven't given me a bin. And I've noticed that the old man down the street is either dead or he's in a nursing home. And I'm going to try and rob his bin.
Gotta go. Bye.
Bye, Ryan.
Thank you, Ryan.
Bless you, man.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Bless you.
Bye. No, but I need to do a night mission and go down and see if he's got a brown bin because I need it.
Well, you should try knocking first.
Nobody there. It's empty.
What would Jesus do?
What would Jesus do? Look, Jesus knows I've been waiting a long time for this bin that I paid for.
Well, Jesus would want you to return the one that you, when it eventually arrives back.
Well, I will
probably.
do that, obviously. But I would like a bin.
Yeah, that's
that
weird.
I paid for.
Just get on to them, baby. You paid for
I
it.
have rang them. She said, "I'll get them to speed it up. You go any slower, you're going to stop."
Okay, here's the deal. You got to pay for your grass to be cut. Like when it's Like, can you get one of those super low, like golf course mowers that just disintegrates the grass into like powder? And then that you don't have to pay to get rid of. And then any like shrubbery or trees, you just turn them into twigs and then make fine handcrafts and sell them on eBay. And then instead of spending money to get rid of them, they earn you money and make your yard look like a golf course.
And they charge you to take away they charge you to take away the rubbish, but they charge you for the bin that you have to put it in to take away the rubbish as well.
See, that's why my plan is perfect. Currently, you don't have a bin. You can compost your own grass, and you can buy your new compost mower with the money you earn from selling handcrafts made by twigs.
There you go. There you go.
And it's just a
People
cycle.
would literally get a twig.
Earning money. I don't know.
They would just get a twig.
A painted twig. You're good at painting things. So.
Just
listen. I know a dude online that makes wands. He used to make wands out of twigs, and he made money that way. Out of twigs, he made wands. But now he's got a lathe, so he lathes.
Saying that,
King Cobra GFS. You know
a couple of years ago, when we split up, I got a thing on was it WhatsApp? No, Snapchat, and it was a bloke asking me for pictures of my feet.
Nice.
I was like, what? And he was like, I'll pay you. And I went, just out of curiosity, how much do you pay for a foot picture? He was like, 15 quid. I was like, yeah, no, I'm good. And nobody needs
I
to
would have
mock
said, what, for
us.
1 foot or 2?
Per foot or what?
I don't know.
Is this every 12 inches or per
Night chilling. No,
Right.
but he was like, he wanted, but you can get
night, bro?
you get websites where you can sell used knickers and stuff.
Babe, are you going to stop the stream? Or what? You're going on about used knickers now. Come on.
No, but there is. No, but there is. There are people that buy worn knickers.
That's stupid.
No, they do.
Well, that's silly.
You better wear your knickers and sell them.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna sell genuine dog sticks to people in the city. People in the city, I'll sell them real sticks that they can throw their dogs until they chew them up, and then they can order
There you
more
go.
sticks.
Good idea.
Better than use knickers, I suppose.
$1 million idea.
You get 20 likes on this so far, babe. That's good.
No, but people do. Honestly, look it up.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not gonna look that up.
I won't even try. You might.
Oh.
I've not looked it up, but I've heard, people have told me about it, and I'm like, why would you do that though?
Desperation. Oh, because they can.
Because they can't, exactly. That's,
No,
that's
why
one,
would you want
one of those
dirty
dismissive answers, just because I can.
Because for every gross thing, there's some weirdo out there who loves it.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it's weird, isn't it?
It's a little weird.
Like,
Ew, no, don't get me thinking. Like, who's
Just-
selling them? What if you're like,
Yeah.
perfect? Shh, there they are. Ugh.
No, but what if there's like poop stains in them? or
Oh.
something?
Hey, right, I'm
What?
stopping your stream.
We'll go out on a high note.
I've got 83 views on my video from now. That's not
Oh, man.
No, but if you're
We can't come back from this.
if anyone's really struggling for money,
You're weirdos. They're weirdos.
All right. You guys, thank you so much. I'm going to go cook some supper now. And
thank you for coming, hon.
I will see you tomorrow.
You
And
will.
Thank you for this. Has been a blast. Thank you.
So big. When you hit end stream, it will just play out with Heron's song.
All right. Cheers,
Aw.
Head. I will
Good
see
night,
you
guys.
tomorrow. Love
Bless you
you.
guys. Ta-ta.
Ta-ra.
I don't wanna tell you not to have war. I just wanna ask you what you're fighting for. Somewhere a ferry in Kashmir, smelling of like champagne, shed a glass of wine. So the name is the ever-quickening sands of time. But the point of the story is peace is where all the glory is. Haven't you figured it out by now? Haven't you figured it out by now? Haven't you figured it out by now? Oh, oh. Me and my guitar were headed up the street, welcoming Miss Coco Magic at my feet. And then a blue-eyed golden granny stopped me in my tranny and opened up a hole to the universe of my ever-questioning soul. But the point of the story is this is where all the glory is. Haven't you figured it out by now? Haven't you figured it out by now? Haven't you figured it out by now? Whoa, whoa. Come a time in life when you see through the eye of the mind. Bump and listen more and it's just like those tough gone remind.